guaranteed for life. Your suspension, guaranteed for life. Your muffler, guaranteed for life. And now, your constant velocity joints and all steering parts are also guaranteed for life. Your Auto Pro dealer, the first under-the-car specialist to offer you a lifetime guarantee on these parts.
Honey, I know we're on a low cholesterol kick, but if I eat much more salad, I'll turn into a rabbit.
Well, how about a McCain pizza? It's okay. It's a McCain Tender Crisp. And it's low cholesterol.
Low cholesterol pizza.
It says so right on the box.
Low cholesterol pizza. Great idea.
Great pizza, too.
McCain Tender Crisp in individual and family sizes. Low cholesterol, too.
Because man cannot live by salad alone.
The Oshawa Generals have forced a sixth game in the OHL final series, winning in this Game 5 by a score of 4-2. And it's time now for the TSN Turning Point. It's brought to you tonight by Apple Auto Glass. And it involves the game's first star, netminder Mike Fountain of the Oshawa Generals. He was brilliant in this game. He was very strong, in particular, on a play in the third period when Colin Miller, the Greyhounds' leading scorer, stole a loose puck after Eric Lindros had lost it close into his own net. A brilliant save by young Fountain, and that preserved the victory for the Oshawa Generals. And that is the turning point in the game. A cash donation to be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Apple Auto Glass. Saves you money on stone-chipped windshield repairs. The Molson Cup 3 stars in this game, selected by our broadcast crew. The number 1 star, netminder Mike Fountain of the Oshawa Generals. The number 2 star, Joe Basillo from the Soo Greyhounds. And the 3rd star, Dale Craigwell, with a goal and 1 assist and a big performance on behalf of the winning Generals in this game. All of tonight's Molson Cup 3 stars receive a gift pack from Brutes by Fabergé. And so the Generals win Game 5 by a score of 4-2. The Greyhounds continue to lead the series by a margin of 3-2. Game number 6 Monday evening in Sault Ste. Marie. And we'll have some final thoughts from Oshawa after this.
We're getting somewhere here. I've been telling you Goodyear's in the tune-up business, and you're starting to get the picture. Now, let's go out in the street and try it again. Goodyear means... tires? What, is my handsome Graf lying? Golly, for years we've been doing great tune-ups, all kinds of auto service. Let's try it again. Goodyear means tires. Nope.
From tune-ups to tires, Goodyear takes you home.
Work with me, folks. Goodyear does tune-ups. This is not hard. Drawing it was hard, sure.
Gillette presents Sensor, the system, the technology that will change the way you shave forever. Sensor, twin blades set on springs to read your face and respond. Independent suspension to sense and adjust to every curve of your face. No other razor comes close. Gillette Sensor, for the best shave a man can get.
There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who want to know.
Harvey, these light-to-light dinners give us their cholesterol and fat levels.
And those who don't.
Delicious.
To those who want to know.
It's right here on the front.
Light to Light puts it out front.
Where we can see them.
For those who don't want to know. Light to Light simply tastes better than ever. McCain Light to Light. The information's on the outside. The taste is on the inside.
A tough physical hockey game in Oshawa this evening as the Generals prevail in Game 5 by a margin of 4-2. And so now the Soo Greyhounds' lead in the series is down to 3-2. Oshawa down 3-1 last year to Kitchener. Came back to win the series. We'll see if they can do it again. We're about to find out in the next couple of days. because these two teams will play Game 6 of the OHL Championship Series on Monday evening in Sault Ste. Marie. And if necessary, a Game 7 back here on Tuesday. Our next telecast will be the winner of this series against Drummondville to start the 73rd Memorial Cup. That'll be live from Le Colisée in Quebec City next Saturday. For now, thanks for watching. So long from Oshawa. CHL Sunday Night Hockey on TSN has been brought to you by Molson Canadian. What beer's all about. And by Shell, makers of the performance gasoline, Formula Shell. Again, thanks for watching. For Gord Miller and Bob McKenzie, I'm Peter Watts in Oshawa, where the Generals prevail over the Soo Greyhounds by a margin of 4-2. Good night from Oshawa.
The emotional point when you're just about to sign on the dotted line and make a purchase.
Good advice, Keith. Thank you very much indeed. You've been watching Money in the Bank, the only money show you'll see on which all the advice comes from the experts, from chartered accountants.
You are watching Lake Superior Cablevision, Cable 10, your community channel.
Welcome back to Game 6 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series, live from the Memorial Gardens and live on Community Channel 10, cable television, AM 1050 and McLean Hunter coming together to provide live play-by-play coverage of tonight's all-important game between the Soo Greyhounds and Oshawa Generals. The Greyhounds with a chance to win it. The Generals trying to extend the series, and we welcome our viewers on Cable 10. Joining me in the broadcast booth and providing the color commentary tonight, Alex Mitchell. And this crowd, Mitch, is pumped up again.
Yeah, they're really behind the Hounds, Dino, and it's nice to see. And I think a good crowd, a boisterous crowd, is worth at least one goal, maybe two. And I'm sure the Hounds could use a couple extra goals tonight.
Starting in goal for the Soo Greyhounds tonight, number 55, Kevin Hodgson back in the nets after Mike Lenarduzzi played last night in Oshawa, and Rick Renacchia, the Oshawa coach, coming right back with Mike Fountain, who was spectacular last night. No major lineup changes for either team, and the game will be started by Jarrett, Reid, David Matzos, and Denny Lambert. And Game 6 begins with Mark Mateer taking the puck at center ice and clearing it to the Oshawa line, and it's Grieve picking it up at his own end and shooting it to center ice. Mateer stops it there as he prevented Lewitt from getting it. Craigwell trying to get it up ice, knocked it down with a glove, and the officials rule it was gloved ahead, so we'll have a face-off outside the line.
I have to agree, Gino. I watched the game on TV last night, and Mike Fountain, he was a difference. He made 3 or 4 crucial saves. Mind you, I thought the Hounds misfired a couple of times, at least 3 times on real good scoring chances.
As I mentioned in my pregame opening remarks, Alex, the Greyhounds very frustrated with the clutch and grab style of the Oshawa Generals that they used last night in Oshawa, and interesting to see if that continues here tonight. The referee is Bill Krisniak, the linesman are Brian Marshall and Jim Carmen. From the faceoff, Kravitz shoots the puck down the ice. Hodgson takes it off the glass and leaves it for Brad Tiley, who is in the lineup despite injuring himself last night. They say Tiley's okay, but it'll probably take a crane to keep Brad Tiley out of this game. Kravitz now kicks the puck into the Greyhound zone. Tiley gets it to Lambert, to Reid. He missed it, but Bugner following up on the play picks it up. Had trouble with it. Lambert following up on the play got it, sends it down the ice. Fountain makes a save and sends it to the wing. Jarrett Reid trying to get it against Benda. Benda got there first to the side of the net. Fountain now clears it behind the net as the Greyhounds try and keep Oshawa hemmed in their own end. The Generals get it and shoot it to center ice. Brad Tiley now clearing it to Jarrett Reid at the line as Kravitz took a hit against Reid and tried to knock him into the boards. It's behind the Oshawa net now as it goes into the corner. Lewis picking it up, sending it behind the net again. This time it's Grieve picking it up. Hounds in deep forechecking. Intronovo comes on now as Coach Ted Nolan makes the first change. It's the Basillo Intronovo and Mike DeKoff combination. Puck shot down the ice for the Generals. Adam Foote picking it up at the side of his own goal and starting up ice. A pass to Intronovo that went astray, but DeKoff picks it up. He overskates it now, and Hoffman has it to Pearson across the line, winding up with his shot nowhere near the net. Rebound comes off the boards, and being hauled down in front was Hoffman as Hodgson pokes the puck to Adam Foote as the Greyhounds got sloppy in their own end. There's a chop that Pearson gives Foote. Puck comes loose. It's Lindros over to Hoffman going in with a shot. That hits Basillo, and back comes Intronovo for the Greyhounds, streaking to center right. Intronovo across the line, gets around to the fence, trying to go in. He's hooked down. Penalty coming up for the Generals. As Intronovo falls, they go behind the net with it. Play is called as Basillo digs it out, and we got our first penalty of the hockey game. And there's that speed of Ralph Intronovo. He missed a few chances last night, Mitch, but there he turned it on and forces the Oshawa Generals to take a penalty.
Well, this series has been a real eye-opener for Ralph Intronovo and Jarrett Reid. They're really keying on two rookies, and I find that remarkable. Saying a lot for the Soo Greyhounds, and on that play, O'Hagan had no... all he could do was haul him down because he was beaten on the play.
So O'Hagan goes to the penalty box, and the Greyhounds with a good chance to get that all-important and crucial first goal of a hockey game with the face-off to the left of Mike Fountain. It's Colin Miller out there with Tony Yob and Jarrett Reid. Adam Foote and Brad Tiley, the defense pair. And it's Cregwell and Lewick out there to try and kill it off for the Generals. From the face-off, puck tied up in the circle, and it's shot down the ice by the Oshawa defense, and Hodgson comes out of the net to play it. A hooking call against O'Hagan. Here's Brad Tiley with a pass to Colin Miller at center ice across the line, trying to pass for Yob, and Yob was a little offside, so the Greyhounds are called and will have a face-off outside the Oshawa blue line.
Right play by Lewick on that play, forcing Yob offside. Yob was trying to straddle the General's blue line, but he was forced over to stop the play.
Well, the Memorial Garden is just rocking tonight, and they let them in early tonight. This place was half full an hour before game time. So
this place was rocking all night, I understand.
Yeah.
Waiting in line for tickets.
From the face-off, here's Brad Tiley at center ice, looking for a pass, gives it to Jarrett Reid at the blue line. He dumps it into the Oshawa zone and goes off the glass. Fountain plays it behind the net, steering it to the open wing. Jarrett Reid leaves it over for Tiley. Tiley shoots it towards the net, but it failed to get the Yob, and coming back to the Generals, a pass for Cregwell goes astray, and it's Reid picking it up over to Miller. Across the Oshawa line, here's Colin Miller along the board, shooting it out in front. Yob knocked down and couldn't get a stick on it. Puck kept in by Adam Foote. Yob in the corner now trying to get to it. The Generals come up with it, Lewick, and he shoots it down the ice. A minute 12 left in the penalty to O'Hagan as the Greyhounds start up ice again. It's Tiley over to Miller at his own line, a return pass. Now he gives it to Foote at center ice. Foote stops. Shoots the puck into the Oshawa zone. Reid chases after it. Fountain out of the net to play it. It's shot to the boards. Tony Yob stopped it. He knocks it down now as the Generals try and get it out. And Tiley keeps it into the blue line, sending it into the corner. Here's Jarrett Reid with the puck. Reid stick handling, takes a chop from Grieve, gets the puck back to Miller. In the corner now, Colin Miller trying to work it around. Back to the point to Tiley. Tiley fakes the shot, gives it over to Foote, who one-timed it, and he broke his stick. Tony Yob now behind the net. Foote playing with other stick. He rushes over to the bench to get it. And Colin Miller just controls the puck. Here's Bugner coming on to replace Foote. Back to the point. Brad Tiley winding up. There's the shot nowhere near the net. Puck goes into the corner. Bugner in from the blue line to keep possession. 25 seconds left in the Oshawa penalty. Here's Miller. At the side of the net, Tony Yob brings it over front. That's the shot, so he jams away at it, and the puck comes loose as Yob is knocked down. And shooting it down the ice, the Greyhounds come back for it. Now we've got Mike Fountain and Tony Yob locked up, and the linesmen separate those two. Just 10 seconds left in the Oshawa penalty. Intronovo tried the return pass to Bugner, and it was behind him, so Bugner has to go back. He gives it to Imber. Imber misplayed it now and recovers in time to get it to DeKoff. There's the lead pass to Internovo, a bit too far. It sails into the corner, Internovo touching it, and the Greyhounds are called on the two-line pass, I believe.
Heck of a stop by Mike Fountain early. Tony Yob doing what he does best, charging for the front of that net. And I'm not sure how that puck stays out when he barges in her like a raging bull, but gives Mike Fountain a lot of credit for stopping not only the first shot, but the second and maybe the third.
Well, we've played just about 4 minutes of this opening period of play. A good pace to it. The Greyhounds with a power play chance, but they failed to capitalize as Fountain made a nice save on Tony Yob in the latter seconds of that penalty. Face off inside the Sioux line now. Internovo, Basillo, and Mike DeKoff against the Oshawa top line of Lindros, Pearson, and McPherson is on the wing replacing Hoffman. As the fans start early with the chant Eric. It rolls right to Hodgson off the face-off. He sends it into the corner. Joe Basillo trying to get away from Lindros. Lindros knocked him down. Now Pearson shoves Imber against the boards. The puck comes loose. Lindros trying to get it in front. Pearson can't get it. Joe Basillo breaking up for the Sioux. He overskates it as he was roughed up by Pearson. Now the puck clear to Internovo at the Sioux line to DeKoff. DeKoff hauled down, but he got the puck across the Oshawa line as the fans holler for a penalty. It's back to the Sioux line now. Sean Imber controlling it into the pass at center for Internovo. He breaks across the Oshawa line. Internovo coming into the slot, trying to pass for Basillo. That didn't work. The puck got caught in the skates of the Oshawa defenseman Simpson. And back comes Lindros to center ice. He's across the Greyhound line now. Lindros, a nice drop pass to McPherson. It was a bit too far, but McPherson caught up to it in the corner. He sends it around the boards for Kravitz. Kravitz lets a shot go. That deflected wide of the net. And picking it up is DeKoff as he starts back. Ralph Internovo breaking the center. There's the pass. Internovo gets around Simpson. Going in. Lets a shot go and saves. DeKoff on the rebound. Backhands it. And that one didn't go anywhere near the net. Here's Internovo keeping it in. Over to Gowdy. Gowdy winding up. Sends it to the net. And the puck goes in, but it's waved off as the referee, Brisniak, had called a penalty, an interference call. And no doubt about that, Alex, the whistle definitely went.
Basillo's getting a penalty, but Basillo's arguing that he was being tied up in front of the net by a Oshawa defender, and his stick went over and interfered with Mike Fountain, but referee Brisniak isn't buying that argument.
So at 4:55, Joe Basillo goes to the penalty box, and the score remains 0-0 as the Generals go on the power play. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Riverside Chrysler, 340 Great Northern Road. We're steering you straight.
Joe Basillo gets the gate for interference at the 4:55 mark. Face off outside the Oshawa blue line. Miller in to take the draw against Hoffman. Miller wins it. Takes it into the Oshawa zone. It comes out again. Kowalski picks it up, sends it back to his own line for Tiley. He winds up and just slaps it down the ice. It comes off the boards, and Grieve picks it up in front of his own net, circles behind the goal now, and decides to bring it out. A pass on the wing to Hoffman, who barrels his way across the Greyhound line. Here's Matt Hoffman stopping inside the line, tried to pass. That didn't work. He got it back. Adam Foote pokes it away from Lewick. Now Hoffman picks it up again, going behind the net. Hoffman still controlling it out front to Kravitz with a shot. Hudson makes a nice save. Rebound failed to clear by the Greyhounds. Now it's poked away by Rick Kowalski. A race for it, but Fountain will get there first as Kowalski couldn't catch up to it. It's at center ice now. Colin Miller picking it up, backhanding it to the red line, and is picked up by Grieve. Grieve taking it across the Sioux line, trying to pass for Lewick, who wasn't expecting the play, and Adam Foote is able to scoop up the loose puck. And now a penalty coming up to the Soo Greyhounds as Rick Kowalski knocked down Hollis in front, and the Greyhounds will go 2 men short.
That's what they have to stay away from, Gino. I know it's there's 2 teams out there, and Brisniak let one go on the Oshawa side about 2 minutes ago on Basillo, but now he's come back with 2 on the Greyhounds, both for interference, and the Hounds can't afford to get into deep penalty problems.
So the Greyhounds are trying to dodge a major bullet here as they will play 2 men short. Still 1:13 remaining in the penalty to Basillo, and now Kowalski goes off after Hollis snuck in close to Kevin Hodgson, and Kowalski brought him down. So the Greyhounds will try and kill these 2 penalties off as Lindros and Miller line up for the face-off. Lindros wins that one. It's back to the point. Here's Davis over. There's a shot. Great save by Hodgson, and again he robs Pearson on the second chance. It's out front to Cregwell now. It went through his legs. And Cregwell maintaining possession along the boards. Lindros in front. It's back to the point to Davis. He moves in. There's a shot deflected off Pearson in. They score. And the Oshawa Generals take a 1-0 lead as it goes off the leg of Rob Pearson.
Well, you can see it coming. The Hounds, they couldn't afford to run around. And the Generals were very patient. And the puck deflected off the Hounds stick to and bounce off Pearson's leg, and they scored an easy goal.
So a power play goal for Rob Pearson gives the Oshawa Generals a 1-0 lead at the 6-minute mark of the opening period. And Rick Kowalski remains in the penalty box for another minute and 42 seconds. So you talk about that momentum, and the first goal tonight scored by the Oshawa Generals. And we'll see if they can carry that momentum on. Here's the puck being shot into the Oshawa zone. Rob Pearson scoring his 16th goal of the playoffs. And the Generals bring it to center ice. Burgess over to Lindros. Lindros stick handling neatly to the Greyhound line. Stops at the top of the circle. Back to Davis. Davis over to Burgess in front. Gave it right to Bugner. And it's shot down the ice by the Hounds. Fountain out of the net to play it. Shoots it into the corner for Burgess. Burgess trying to bring it out. Now gets away from Intronovo. A pass to Lindros. Over to Davis. He's at center ice with it. Davis across the Sioux line. A pass to Cregwell. Cregwell was trying to shoot it, but Bugner had him blocked. Now Pearson behind the net failed to stop it. Hodgson let it go, and Lindros missed it, but Pearson picked it up. Trying to get a pass out. Gives it to Burgess in the face-off circle. Here's Burgess looking for a pass. Gets it back to Pearson, back to Burgess. Burgess back to the point to Lindros, who winds up with a shot, and that blisters wide. Intronovo banks the puck off the boards, and Joe Basillo picks it up at center. He's getting around Lindros, who ties him into the boards, and the Generals get possession of it with 30 seconds left on the Kowalski penalty. Here's John Paul Davis into the Greyhound zone, stopping, trying to send it in front. It's stopped by Basillo, and he immediately shoots it down the ice, and Fountain stops it in the corner. Going back to get it as Kravich as the Generals change. 1-0 Oshawa. Rob Pearson from Davis at the 6-minute mark. A power play goal, and Oshawa's power play is still intact with Kowalski in the box for another 10 seconds. There's an offside call, and we'll have a face-off outside the Sioux line.
It's imperative the balance kill off this penalty and not go down 2 goals, especially 2 power play goals, because you know, they dodged the bullet the other night coming back from a 5-1 deficit, and that's not going to happen every night.
So out there for the Hounds now, Jarrett Reid and Denny Lambert, along with Adam Foote and Brad Kiley. 12:29 remaining in the opening period of play. Game 6 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series. The Greyhounds with a 3-2 lead in the best-of-7 series, trying to end it here tonight. Adam Foote goes into his own corner for the loose puck, shoots it around the boards. Lambert picks it up on the wing, gets away from Cornish. Now Lambert turns around, banks it off the boards, not out. The penalty to Kowalski expires, and here's Adam Foote coming to center ice. He pokes it ahead to Kowalski, who was going up, and the puck goes into the Oshawa zone. Matsos steals it and overskated it. That enables the Generals to come out with it. Now Matsos recovers nicely, and the puck is shot back to the Oshawa line. Generals clear it to center ice, picked up there by Lambert with 12 minutes to go. There's a pass to Jarrett Reid. He got across the line. However, the Greyhounds are called on the outside as Cornish and Lambert collide, and the linesmen get in there quickly.
You know, you're surprised that the officials for this series is down to 2, Van Massenhoven and Prisniak. I thought they'd spread it around with more officials, but David Branch is going with 2 of them.
No, that was the call. Dave Lynch, I thought, would be in it, but he was at the World Championships, and therefore they go with Prisniak and Van Massenhoven, which I guess is a credit to those 2 for making it and staying through the Ontario Hockey League final. Jarrett Reid, Matsos, and Lambert still out there for the Hounds. Generals win the draw, and Simpson has it. Looking up ice for a pass, gets it ahead to Hoffman. Hoffman having trouble controlling it, now gets around Lambert and shoots the puck in. It goes to the side of the net. Hodgson blocks it and sends it into the corner for Imber. Imber looking for a pass, tried to give it to Lambert. That didn't work. Foote stops the shot in front of the net, and he starts back. A pass to David Matsos. He catches up to it at the Oshawa line. Here's Matsos going into the face-off circle. Now cutting behind the net. He lost the puck as he was taken out by Simpson. Lambert picking it up, though, trying to send it back to the point. It went off the skate of Imber, and Imber recovers nicely to poke it to Adam Foote. Foote shooting it off the boards. It goes up a little high and into the penalty box, and we'll get a stoppage in play with 11:27 left to go in the opening period. Oshawa leads it 1-0. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
For a greener lawn, keep it going strong. Call Reid, man, you know that we can make it greener.
Welcome back to the Memorial Gardens. 11:27 left to go in the first period. A 1-0 Oshawa lead. Rob Pearson scoring at the 6-minute mark on the power play. His 16th from John Paul Davis, and the goal came as the Greyhounds were playing 2 men short. It hit a stick and deflected in off Pearson's leg. Now Yob failed to get the puck at the Oshawa line. It's cleared down the ice now, and Lewick has it in his own end. Greyhounds have the Miller, Denemy, Yob line out there. Here's Cregwell at his own line, trying a cross-ice pass to Weaver. Nice play by Bugner to get it away from him. Denemy falls, and a penalty coming up to the Oshawa Generals as Miller takes Reid into the boards. But Jason Denemy was knocked down, and the Soo Greyhounds go on the power play. Weaver being set off for tripping.
You know, 8-9 minutes gone in this hockey game, and I would imagine Eric Lindros has only played about a minute and a half. He was out on the power play, and he played about a 30-second shift, and that's kind of a surprise. Either he's not feeling well, or he's dead tired, or they're saving him for late in the hockey game.
Well, that's one of the things that surprised me last night was the amount of times that Rick Renacchia went to his lesser light, so to speak. He used his whole bench, and he was happy with the way the other players came through for him. And we're seeing more of that here tonight. Here's Brad Tiley with the puck at center ice. Greyhounds on the power play as Weaver goes off for tripping. Mike Fountain now out of the net, steers the puck to the blue line. Tiley missed it, and finally it spoked out, but play was called, and we'll get a stoppage and a face-off outside the line as Pearson and Yob exchange some pleasantries.
He's in out there now, but, you know, do you suppose that maybe he is tired? He is emotionally drained. It's been a long season for him. He's been to the Canadians, and a lot of pressure on the young guy.
Oh, sure, he's tired, but so are the 39 other players out on this ice, and I don't think you could use tired as an excuse right now. Here's Tiley with the puck at center ice, shooting it into the Oshawa zone. It comes off the boards. Fountain leaves it behind the net for Kravich, who gets there quickly, banking it off the boards to the blue line, not out. Here's Adam Foote over to Tony Yob, who one-times it, and he blasted it high and over the net. Pearson picks up the loose puck at his own line and shoots it down the ice. And coming back to get it is Brad Tiley with a minute and a half left in the penalty to Weaver. Here's Tiley now at center ice, looking for a pass for Yob. That was intercepted. Tiley follows up on the play and gives the puck to Yob. He circles at center, coming across the Oshawa line now, getting around Kravich. Yob is hauled down. Penalty coming up to the Generals as Pearson touches the puck and slaps it down the ice, in a holding call coming up against the Oshawa Generals. So now the Greyhounds will play with a two-man advantage, and they have to take advantage of it.
Once again, the Hounds' quickness is too much for Oshawa to handle. Kravich didn't have any other choice but to hawk-tie the Hound player on that play because he was by him, and it was quickly developing into a 2-on-1.
Kravich gets the gate for holding at the 9:38 mark, and the Soo Greyhounds with 5 skaters to the Generals 3. It's Dekoff, Internovo, and Vasillo out there along with Foote and Tiley. Cregwell, the only forward out there. He's got O'Hagan and Davis on defense trying to kill it off. Fans urging on the Greyhounds, who trail 1-0 from the face-off. Vasillo steals the puck and takes it into the Oshawa corner. To Dekoff along the boards. Back to Tiley. Tiley over to Adam Foote, going in, over to Internovo at the side of the net. He brings it in front. He slides it across, and Vasillo didn't time it properly. It's back to Tiley at the left point. Tiley over to Adam Foote. Adam Foote moving in. Lets the shot go in front. It's stopped. Here's Vasillo circling around. There's the shot, and Mike Fountain covers up. And Vasillo crashed into him. Now Fountain takes a little jab at Vasillo. But we'll have a face-off to the right of the Oshawa goaltender, so it appears as though Mr. Fountain has picked up right from where he left off last night.
Well, these point-blank scoring chances have to go in sooner or later. Last night they had a lot of them not go in, and that was their Hounds' downfall. There was a good chance right there. You have to vary those chances, especially in a big game such as this one.
Now Rick Renacchia is having some words with Dale Cregwell, and Prisnak goes over and tells him to stop their conversation and resume play. And the face-off comes into the Oshawa zone as Cregwell now says something to his defenseman. Internovo in to take the draw. He wins it cleanly. Back to the point to Tiley. Right point to Adam Foote. He's going in on goal. There's the shot. It hits somebody in front and deflects wide. Back out to the point. Tiley keeps it in nicely. Greyhounds with a two-man power play. Here's Adam Foote moving in towards the goal. Lets the shot go. Saved by Fountain. Internovo trying to jab it. And it's goal! Internovo was kept off the scoreboard last night, Alex, but here he picked up a power play goal, and it's a 1-0 hockey game. And I think when you talk about momentum, the Greyhounds definitely had to take advantage of that two-man power play advantage, and Ralph Internovo pays off persistence as he jammed the puck in.
Important aspect there. Number one, Internovo scores. He's partly frustrated. He's had 5 breakaways in the last 3 games. Hasn't scored. He bangs one in there. And that gives him confidence. The second factor, the Hounds still on the power play.
And that gets this large crowd going here as the Greyhounds shoot the puck right back into the Oshawa zone. It's at the point for Adam Foote, who flips it high in the air to the board. Miller gave it right to O'Hagan, and the puck is cleared down into center ice. Brad Tiley picking it up there. Kravich still in the penalty box for another minute 5. Here are the Generals with the puck at their own line, shooting it down the ice. Hodgson takes it off the boards, and it's picked up by Tiley. Here's Tiley across the line going in. There's the shot. A dribbler. Fountain makes the save. Rebound to Jarrett. Reid in front, and he didn't know he had it. Generals now recover and clear it down the ice. Great chance there as Fountain was almost fooled on the shot. Here comes Adam Foote up to center ice with 35 seconds left in the Oshawa penalty. Foote shoots the puck into the corner, and Jarrett Reid chases after it against Grieve. Grieve backhands it to Lindros, who tries to clear it out, and does as it goes down the ice. Hodgson comes out of the net to play it and sends it up to the blue line where Adam Foote waits for it. Foote now collides with Lindros as Yob tries to pick up the puck at center. Can't do it. Shot back in by the Generals. It bounced to Hodgson. And picking it up is Sean Imber with 11 seconds left to go in the Oshawa penalty. Here's Imber passing it to Intranovo. At center ice, Intranovo gets across the line. He's cutting towards the goal, tried the shot, and Burgess had him covered and got in front of it. Here's Bugner now winding up as the Generals return to full strength. Puck goes in, Fountain stops it against the boards, and it's Brian Grieve taking it behind his own goal. Grieve clears it out to center ice, too far for Pearson. It rolls down the ice, no icing on the play as Imber picks it up. Imber now with a pass to DeKoff. DeKoff ahead at center, stopped by Davis. Davis backhands it to Cote, and he shoots it down the ice. Hodgson out of the net to stop it. Imber picking it up. As Cote rushes in, Bugner got the puck to DeKoff. It hit him in the skate. Now DeKoff has to recover as he's hit into the boards. They send it to the side of the net. Now behind the goal, Cote, and he tried to jam it in. That didn't work. Now Cornish as the Generals put on some pressure. Tied up in their own end. Greyhounds having difficulty getting out. Bugner and Cornish locked up. Puck comes to Cote. He lost it to Intranovo, and he passes it over to DeKoff, who breaks down the right side. Coming to center ice, he's poke checked by Davis. Sean Imber there following up on the play. Couldn't get far, but Bugner is right behind him, and Bugner comes up with a puck, sends it into the Oshawa corner, and the Greyhounds make a change. Back come the Generals. It's Cornish across the blue line, winds up with a shot. Hodgson makes the save, and it's picked up by Bob Bugner, who circles behind his own net, looking up ice for a pass. Throws it to center, nobody there, and Davis is able to get it. Intranovo intercepted his pass and deflects into the corner. He goes in against Kravich. Intranovo wins the battle as the puck comes loose. Basillo goes in there now, and Intranovo comes up with it. Back to Basillo. He was overskated, rather, and the Generals pick up the puck and bring it out. A pass at center ice for Lewick. That hit him in the back of the skate, and Metzos is there to get it. He backhands it into the Oshawa zone. Fountain stops it at the side of his net and leaves it for Weaver. Weaver circles now as he tries to get out. Greyhound upset in a penalty coming up for the Oshawa Generals as Brad Tiley takes the puck across the line. Play is called. And let's see here, Wade Whitten moving in to try and get Denny Lambert out of that and prevent the Greyhounds from getting a penalty, but a tripping call coming up against the Oshawa Generals. So the Soo Greyhounds will go back on the power play with the score tied at 1 goal apiece. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1015.
Live television coverage of tonight's OHL Championship game on Cable 10 is presented as a public service by McLean Hunter Cable TV and Sports Radio AM 1050.
John Paul Davis of the Oshawa Generals goes off for tripping, and the Soo Greyhounds will try and take the lead as they go on the power play.
You know, I'm curious, what was Rick Ernacka talking about before the game when he said the Hounds didn't have any respect for the Generals heading into this series?
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty silly comment myself, but the puck goes behind the net now, and I guess that's all we'll say about that comment. John Paul Davis gets the gate for tripping, and the puck goes behind the Greyhound net. Brad Tiley bringing it out carefully, coming to center ice now, trying to get away from Pearson. Does, gives the puck to Miller. Across the Oshawa line, Miller stops along the boards, looking for the play, sets it up to Yob. Yob coming in front, going to the point, he scores! I can't say enough about Tony Yob. What a smart play he made there. He got in behind the Oshawa defense. They gave him the puck. He brought it to his forehand, waited patiently. Mike Fountain went down, and right along the ice it goes in, and the Greyhounds take a 2-1 lead.
He's really proving his worth. They know he could put the puck in the net. They knew he could bump and grind with the best of them, but he's really come to the front in this series, and has to be one of the Hounds' most valuable players in the past 4 or 5 games.
And for Tony Yob, his 14th goal of the playoffs. It comes in a power play, and the Sioux leads it by a 2-1 score. So a costly penalty to the Oshawa Generals. Here comes Colin Miller to the Oshawa line. He's hit by Lindros. The puck comes loose at center ice. Adam Foote picks it up, gives it back to Miller, and he avoids one Oshawa player, sends it in as he takes a hit from behind from Lindros. The puck in the Oshawa corner now. Trevor Burgess can't clear it, and finally it hops over the stick of Foote, and Foote brings it back out to his own line over to Imber. Imber clears it to Yob. Yob trying to deflect it over, and a scrum there in center ice area, and the puck comes loose now. Yob, Lindros, and Hoffman all go into the boards. Play is called, and we get a shoving match again between Tony Yob and Eric Lindros, who went at it last night. And the linesmen are in there quickly to separate those two as Denemy and Pearson now hook up. Kind of varying opinions, Alex, on the fight between Yob and Eric Lindros. On TV last night, they said that Lindros pummeled Tony Yob. I tend to question that. I thought Tony Yob got in a few licks. I think Lindros was cut for 10 stitches.
At the same time, Gino, Bob McKenzie, the former Sioux Star reporter, said that Eric Lindros is the most exciting junior hockey player ever in Canada, and I have to dispute that. You know, I bet you they mentioned Lindros' name 150 times last night in that broadcast, and it gets a little ridiculous after a while. There's, as you say, there's 40 hockey players out there, and one guy gets so much hype that it's ridiculous.
Well, I mentioned it early in the series. I thought Fred Brathwaite was by far the best player on the ice for both teams in the first two games, but yet the attention for the Generals kept shifting over to 88. Puck shot in by the Jennies now. It goes behind the net. Brad Tiley picking it up there over to Mike DeKoff on the right side. A pass to Internovo. He comes to center ice. There Italia darts across the line. Cutting towards the net. Ross going in. A shot, and Fountain keeps the foul. DeKoff going in after the rebound, and he poked it wide as he was being tied up from behind by Hollis. Fountain was down in the net. Close call again for the Greyhounds. Puck shot to the Oshawa line now. Cornish picking it up there. Cross ice passes. DeKoff decks Cornish. 5 minutes to go in the period. Greyhounds ahead 2-1. Here's O'Hagan trying to get around Tiley. He falls. The puck goes behind Tiley. Basile goes over to get it. He takes a hit from Cornish, who's roughing him up. Now Tiley and Hollis battled up pretty good in the corner as they rough up one another. They're trying to freeze it along the boards. It's kicked loose. Coming up with it is Cornish. He avoids Gowdy. Goes back now. A penalty coming up to the Soo Greyhounds as Tiley touches the puck. And let's see, Prisniak making the call. And it's going to be Brad Tiley that gets the gate. And the Oshawa Generals go on the power play as they trail 2-1. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
John's TV is a tradition in top quality sales and service. Come in for the best deals on brand name entertainment equipment. John's TV, Bruce Street at the top of the hill.
Brad Tiley gets called for holding, and it's nice to see Brad Tiley in the lineup. Alex, he was hurt last night in Oshawa. You could tell he was favoring his leg or his knee. They say he's got a Charlie horse, but as I mentioned earlier, it would take a major disaster to keep Brad Tiley out of this hockey game.
The Hounds goaltending coach Bill Hughes before the game, how Tiley was. He goes 100%. And I goes, have you gone to Rick Arnacchio's school of BS? But he just smiled, and he wouldn't. That's all he would say. So both teams play the same little game.
From the faceoff, it's Burgess giving the puck to Craigwell. Oshawa on the power play. Puck goes behind the net. Imber picking it up, trying to get away from Pearson. He did. Got the puck to Kowalski, and he just shoots it down the ice. Mike Fountain blocks it at the side of his net. 4:20 left to go in the opening period. A 2-1 Greyhound lead. A pair of power play goals by Internovo and Tony Yob. Puck at center ice now. Craigwell was knocked down by Foote. Davis picked it up, but play is called, and we'll get a face-off outside the line.
Well, you know, I have to believe that Craigwell isn't 100%. And we all know Fred Braithwaite, if he was 100%, he would have been the goalie last night, and he'd be back in there tonight, not Mike Fountain. But Bernacki keeps saying, oh, no, I'm going with a hot hand, and we all know that that's nonsense.
I was talking to a couple of the coaches, Alex, yesterday, and I said somebody who's majoring in psychology, part of their study should be to spend a few days with two teams involved in an OHL championship series and then do a report on it, because I'm sure they'll find out what exactly psychology means when you do that.
Exactly.
It's kind of humorous and amazing to see how different coaches react to different questions and situations. Here's Lewick to Pearson in the Sioux zone, shooting it behind the net. Craigwell missed it. Adam Foote and Davis go after the puck along the boards. Davis won the battle. It goes to Pearson now along the boards. He backhands it to Lindros. Lindros checked by Imber, and Adam Foote right there to pounce on the loose puck and send it down the ice. 1:12 remaining in the penalty to Tiley. Lewick picks up the puck and wheels out of his own end. Stick handling to center ice with it, getting away from Whitten. He backhands it cross ice to Lindros going into the corner with Foote. They go behind the net now. Lindros with one hand on the stick. A pass to Pearson, who brings it in front. There's a shot. Or Cregwell fanned on it, actually. And Wade Whitten failed to clear. Pearson, after the rebound in the corner, he's tied up with Bugner. Adam Foote goes over to get the puck, shoots it around the boards, not out. Davis keeping it in. Quickly to Cregwell in the corner to Pearson. Pearson back out to Cregwell. And Kowalski made a nice play to prevent the shot. Now Adam Foote chopped away at it. It goes to Lindros at the side of the net. One hand on the stick again as he's being tied up by Bugner. And again, Rick Kowalski gets the puck and chops it down the ice with 30 seconds left in Tiley's penalty. Fountain out to make the save and gives the puck to Davis. A pass at center ice to Cregwell. Cregwell to Lindros, who's got a break. He's going in on goal. There's Lindros taking the shot, and Hudson got a piece of it and deflects it wide. Great recovery by the Sioux goaltender. Inberg clears the puck around the boards. Going over to stop it is Lewick. 15 seconds in the Oshawa power play. Heavy score! Well, that was deflected as the Greyhounds tried to clear it. Lewick let the shot go, and somebody touched it in front, so it's a 2-2 hockey game.
A mistake was made in the Hounds' corner. I think Bob Bugner tried to rifle around the boards, but it wasn't hard enough to get out. Lewick stopped it, and the shot from the point was deflected by Dale Cregwell. It's a 2-2 hockey game.
We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
For professional real estate advice and service, visit the expert agents at Anstis Real Estate Incorporated in the house with the purple doors, 565 McNabb Street.
Dale Cregwell, I believe, is the one who touched the puck after Lewick let it go from the point, and the Generals tie it up, so specialty teams a factor here early in the hockey game. Puck tied up in the corner now. Gowdy shoves it ahead to DeKoff. He's checked off the puck by McPherson. McPherson to Hoffman. He lost it as Basillo hit him. And Brad Tiley gives the puck to DeKoff, who pokes it to Intranovo. Intranovo over to Basillo going in. Basillo's backhand a shot, and Fountain makes a great save as Joe Basillo went to the backhand, and what a stop by the Oshawa goaltender. Here's Intranovo with a shot. Pad save by Fountain. Going after DeKoff along the boards as the Greyhounds try and sustain some pressure here. Tiley keeps it in. At least we thought he kept it in, but the linesman says no. Now Basillo shoving at Benda, and Benda has just picked himself up a penalty, and the Greyhounds go on the power play with 2:08 left to go in the first period of play. Score tied 2-2, and now they decide to send them both off, so Basillo and Benda will go to the penalty box. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Your complete golf store is Tee to Green. Visit the experts for professional service and advice. Tee to Green, McNabb Street, across from Aurora's.
The two number 21s, Joe Basillo of the Hounds and Jan Benda of the Oshawa Generals, go off after colliding near the Oshawa blue line, and Brzniak taking no chances, sending them both to the box.
I don't think it was a good call. Benda should have picked up the penalty. He retaliated. A teammate came in and also shoved Basillo, and then I'm not sure what Basillo did, but he picked up a cheap 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Miller and Yob out there along with Foote and Tiley for the Greyhounds. It's Cornish along with Hollis for the Oshawa Generals. Here's Foote in his own end, banking it off the board. Stopped by Hollis. Miller's got a lock on him. Hollis couldn't get the shot away, and Miller steals it and starts back up ice. Here's Colin Miller across the Oshawa line looking for a pass, sends it to the net. Save by Fountain as he deflects it wide. Adam Foote goes over to stop it against the board. Burgess picks it up, and he'll bring it out. There's a long pass at center that's stopped by Tiley. He backhands it to Yob. Yob gave it back to Miller on the backhand, and Miller now regroups at center ice. A minute and a half left to go in the period. Teams playing 5 aside. Score tied at 2. Here's Tony Yob wheeling at center ice. Took a shot from Hollis, and a penalty coming up to the Generals. As Scott Hollis gave Yob a two-hander, and that's exactly the sort of stuff we've been talking about all series, Alex. A good call by the referee, Brzniak.
Well, Rick Bernacchia can't be happy with this team right now. They're in a hockey game, and they're playing the Hounds even, but they've picked up 3 cheap penalties. The last 3, Davis, Benda, and Hollis, and they've all been lack of discipline, retaliation penalties, and sooner or later, those penalties catch up with you.
So the Greyhounds go on the power play with the score tied at 2. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Live television coverage of tonight's OHL Championship game on Cable 10 is presented as a public service by McLean Hunter Cable TV and Sports Radio AM 1050.
Dino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at Memorial Gardens. Game 6 of the OHL Championship Series. Score all tied up at 2 goals apiece. And every goal in this hockey game has come on the power play. And now the Greyhounds with the extra man as Hollis goes off for slashing. Here's Intronovo coming across the line, lost the puck, and the Generals just flip it high in the air, and it'll go into the Soo Greyhound corner where Brad Tiley is there to scoop it up. Circling in front of his own goal, starting up ice now. Here's Tiley at center, looking for a pass, decides to carry it in himself. He was stopped, and the puck comes loose with less than a minute to go, and it's Lindros coming to center ice. He lost it to Tiley. He turns around looking for a pass, drops it off to Foote. Adam Foote starts up ice with 50 seconds to go in the period. Foote sends the puck in as the Generals stand him up at the blue line, and they clear it down the ice. Brad Tiley coming back to get it. 40 seconds to go in the period. Score tied at 2. Here's Brad Tiley. At center ice, a pass to Lambert. He breaks across the line, tries to return pass to Intronovo, and that hit a skate. Lindros picks up the loose puck against the boards. He sends it back to Fountain. Intronovo going in after it. Fountain cleared it to the boards. Tiley winding up with his shot, lets it go, and that one just sailed wide of the open corner. It comes back to Tiley. 19 seconds left in the period. Tiley over to Adam Foote, sending it towards the net. It's wide. Intronovo picking it up. Back to Tiley. Greyhounds putting on some pressure. There's a shot by Tiley right on, and a save by Fountain as Lambert jumps on Fountain, and he was knocked down from behind by O'Hagan. And another scramble and another face-off in the Oshawa zone. 1 second remaining in the penalties to Vasillo and Benda, and 45 seconds remaining in the penalty to Hollis. A 2-2 score. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Passport International features Isuzu automobiles, world-renowned for quality and performance. Passport, Second Line and Cora Road in the Market Mall.
Gino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at Memorial Gardens in the closing seconds of this first period, and I believe that the Greyhounds have just run into a penalty, as judging from the reaction on the face of Adam Foote, a roughing call coming up against the Greyhounds, and it'll be Denny Lambert.
You know, Lambert is in the crease, granted, but he wasn't touching anybody. O'Hagan comes in and cross-checks him into Fountain, and now Prisniak gives the penalty to Lambert, and nothing to O'Hagan. It's hard to understand, you know, and we need a super effort out of the referee here tonight, besides the two teams.
And Adam Foote better be careful, or the Greyhounds will pick up some more. But Lambert goes off, and that kills the Greyhound power play opportunity. And now a 3-on-3 situation for the remaining 9 seconds of the period. And another delay by Kornakia as he sends Lindros back to the bench. And now it's Craigwell out there along with O'Hagan and Davis, Miller, Tiley, and Foote for the Greyhounds. Vasillo and Benda getting set to step back on the ice. And they do now as the 1 second expires. Here's Adam Foote shooting the puck in. Vasillo chasing after it with 5 seconds, trying to take a whack at it. He got it to the side of the net. Fountain trying to cover it up, but the buzzer goes as the period comes to an end. O'Hagan and Foote tied up. And Adam Foote takes a jab at the Oshawa captain right in front of Prisniak, who just lets it go. And the period ends with a score tied at 2. But a good period of play, Alex, especially for the Greyhounds, who fell behind early. But they recovered and go into the dressing room tied. And they keep saying it, you got to play 5-on-5 to be successful against the Generals. And all the goals in that period coming on the power play.
And one thing I've noticed, the Hounds, as well as they played, they carried an edge in the play, but the Generals are the opportunists. They won't do anything for 5 minutes, and bang, they jump on a loose puck, or they pick up a straight pass, and they turn it into a good scoring chance, and in that period, they turn 2 of them into goals.
We'll be back with the first intermission in a moment. The Greyhounds and Generals tied at 2 goals apiece. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
If you're tired of waking up with a backache from sleeping on an uncomfortable mattress, then here's the solution for you. A Sealy Posturepedic from Mio's Furniture Fashions. Sealy Posturepedics are designed in cooperation with leading orthopedic surgeons for maximum support and comfort. Sealy Posturepedics are available in different comfort levels to suit individual tastes and start as low as $3.99%. More people sleep on Sealy Posturepedics, shouldn't you? Mio's Furniture Fashions, Highway 17 just east of the Churchill Plaza. Where else?
Cambria Nissan presents the 91 Stanza Limited Edition. Includes air, cruise, power windows and doors, tilt steering, and that's not all. How about a 138 horsepower, 12-valve engine, AM/FM cassette, front-wheel drive, rear spoiler, and more. The 91 Nissan Stanza Limited Edition is $375.55 a month at Cambria Nissan, 61 Great Northern Road.
Everybody's talking about Cambria Nissan. You don't walk away, you drive away with a smile.
Askew Community Credit Union is offering the MasterCard credit card. Unlike some other cards, the Askew MasterCard doesn't have any usage or transaction fees.
Dad,
Just a minute, son. The interest rate is lower than some other credit cards, and every time you use your Ask You MasterCard, a portion of the sale goes to the local Block Parents program. In fact, I'm going to use my card right now. Look, son, here's a neat display of hockey sticks. Look at this red one. Uh-oh.
I want that one, Dad.
Visit Ask Your Community Credit Union today to apply for your MasterCard.
Mr. Transmission is offering you a road test and inspection for your vehicle absolutely free. For all standard vehicles, Mr. Transmission extends free clutch adjustment and inspection, and all transmission work is covered by a nationwide lifetime warranty. This includes 100% coverage on parts and labor anywhere in Canada or the U.S. Mr. Transmission has the best warranty in the business. Call today, 254-5550. That's 254-5550. Or visit Mr. Transmission at 431 Pym Street.
Chino Cavallo back at the Memorial Gardens after one period of play. The Soo Greyhounds and Oshawa Generals all tied up at 2 goals apiece. Recapping the scoring for you, Rob Pearson started things off at the 6-minute mark, scoring on the power play, his 16th from Davis. That made it 1-0 Oshawa. Then the Greyhounds came back to take a 2-1 lead. Ralph Intronovo scored on the power play, his 7th at 10-13 from Basillo and Foote. And then Tony Yop connected on the power play, 13-44, his 14th from Miller and Tiley. But then Oshawa got that one back on the power play. Dale Craigwell at 17:08 from Scott Lewick. A 2-2 hockey game after one period. Shots on goal by the Greyhounds 15 and by the Oshawa Generals 9. Earlier today, I had a chance to chat with Greyhound winger Denny Lambert.
Denny, I guess this is a pretty good scenario. You're coming home and have a chance to win the OHL championship in front of your hometown crowd. I'm curious how the players reacted after the game in Oshawa last night. Were they more frustrated, or are they more looking towards tonight's game?
Well, we want to take it down there. You know, we didn't want to come back and play another game, but we have to play another game, and it's, we'll win it tonight, hopefully, and it'll be a great feeling, especially in front of our hometown.
Last night, there was a lot of clutching and grabbing, and Oshawa called it a physical style of play. Was it really hard to get going, because it seemed the Greyhounds didn't have that spark that they had in the other game?
Yeah, it was. They really clutch and grab a lot. They like to hold on to your sticks and shirts, whatever they can grab, and it's hard to get going, but you know, TSN was there. I think we're a little nervous about that, and it's the first time we've been on TV. But tonight will be a different game. We'll come out and we'll really be forechecking hard.
Did it bother you that Oshawa was playing that way? There was a lot of chippiness, and a lot of guys have bumps and bruises. The players didn't seem too impressed with some of the Oshawa guys on the way home last night.
Yeah, it seems like they got on TSN. They got to try and play the role, like, and that's not the way they play. So when they come up here, you know, it's our building, and we'll be ready to play, and we'll come out flying, and we'll be ready for them.
How much of a difference does playing in this building make? Do you think that affects their game? And like you guys are used to it, but do you think they have to sort of change their game plan?
Not really change their game plan. It's just really hard to play in a different building than your own home building. When we go on the road, it's a little bit harder for us, and just like they got to make the flight up here today, and it's really hard to play in our building, and we're pretty good at home, so.
How do you find the schedule? The back-to-back games, is it hard to deal with that, or has it been made easier by the fact that you're flying?
Well, it's a lot easier when you're flying. You know, it's an hour and a half compared to an 8-hour, 9-hour trip, so that way your flying time is a lot better, but I think it's taking its toll on the Oshawa. We're used to it, so, you know.
Do you expect the game tonight to be a lot more physical than last night?
Yeah, I think we're going to be coming out a lot more excited and a lot more pumped, so we'll be hitting a lot more, and hopefully we'll get a couple more goals.
Games 3 and 4, where the place was packed, and it's going to be the same again tonight. Does that have an effect on this team?
Yeah, we love playing in front of our home crowd, especially when it's sold out. You know, they really get going, and once they're going, then we're going, and hopefully we'll be able to take it in front of them.
Now, Colin Miller's line has been the best line in this series. You're a little frustrated right now. Has it been a problem, not just with yourself, but your line mate?
It's just a lot of clutching and grabbing, and when you're in front of the net, they really get a hold of your stick, and you can't get set for the rebounds and that. But you know, Colin Miller's line, they're playing really well now, and that's good for them. And Joey's line, Ralphie, they're playing well. And we're not playing bad. We're just not putting the puck in the net, but it's going to come hopefully tonight.
How important is the first period tonight?
It's really important. We got to come out really flying. Hopefully get the first couple goals on them and shut them down. If we shut them down the first bit, then we should be able to take it from there.
You find Oshawa has to play different when you guys are ahead, like when they have to start battling back? Obviously, they've got enough power to do it, but do you find that they have to change their style?
Yeah, they force a lot more. Get on. They just have Pearson and Lindros, and they can really turn the game around for them. And you know, they try and get in and score a lot of goals. But
what have the players been saying about the Oshawa goaltending? Fountain played outstanding last night. Is the team frustrated a bit?
I'm not really frustrated. We're shooting the puck. He's getting in the way of it, I guess. And but we had quite a few shots, and hopefully tonight we'll do the same thing, and they'll go in for us.
Greyhound winger Denis Lambert joining us during this intermission. Lambert a little frustrated right now, but he's hoping that his line and mates Jarrett Reid and David Matos can break out of their slump and help the Greyhounds on to victory. The score tied at 2 goals apiece after 1 period of play. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
For all your golfing needs, visit Tee to Green, the first complete golf store in the Soo. There's something for every golfer, including accessories, novelty items, and gift certificates. Tee to Green specializes in custom clubs, all club repairs and modifications, and they'll even re-grip your clubs while you wait. For courteous professional service and advice, visit the experts at Tee to Green. They're always available to answer any questions you may have. Swing into spring with Tee to Green, your complete golfing store, McNabb, across from Aurora's.
You know what you want in a truck, but do you get the feeling that the salesperson speaks a whole different language?
Yeah, about that 4x4 over there?
Hey, sweetheart, this puppy's not just any 4x4. Put a boot in the balloons of that baby, and it's Rocket City, man.
Excuse me?
We're talking heavy-ocity all the way, and I'm taking a razor to the sticker. No, make it a chainsaw, because I like your face.
Excuse me?
When the bull is piling up taller than the truck, you better steer clear. For the truck you want, Riverside Chrysler speaks your language. We've got tough new Dodge Ram pickups, Dakota Club cabs, and 4x4s at no-nonsense prices. There's no real mystery to driving a truck, and Riverside Chrysler believes there should be no mystery to buying one either. So steer clear of the bum steer.
Look, babe, bear with. I'm taking a host of the puppy as it is, so don't burn my spot. Just sign here, here, and here.
Excuse me.
Hey, where you going?
For your next truck, head straight to Straight Talk and a straight deal from your #1 Dodge truck dealer, Riverside Chrysler. Riverside Chrysler, 340 Great Northern Road. We're steering you straight.
If you decide where to spend your company's advertising dollars and may have doubts as to the effectiveness of radio, we'd like you to consider this.
Radio gets results.
56% of those who will eat out for lunch will make the choice where to eat 1 hour before they actually leave for lunch.
Radio gets results.
The same hour you could be advertising on radio. Take a bite out of the market. Get an appetite for radio. Call this telemedia station now and find out for yourself why they say
Radio gets results.
Joining us is Hounds Captain Bob Bruckner. Bob, the Greyhounds have a chance to make a Cinderella story come to a storybook finish for the fans, win it at home. How's the team feeling? Are you disappointed about last night or looking more forward to tonight?
Well, you know, we're disappointed about last night, but that's, you know, that's history now. We got to put that out of our minds because tonight's even a bigger night for us. And, you know, it would have been nice winning it in their barn, but it's going to be nicer winning it here tonight, I think.
A lot of people says this has been a chippy series. Some have gone to the point of saying it's been a war. Is that a valid statement?
Oh, I think so. You know, every time you're playing for an OHL final and a championship like that, it's going to be, you know, grinding series, clutch and grab, and everybody's giving it all out there. And, you know, I think it's going to, you know, it's not the X and O's. It's going to be the heart and desire that's going to win it.
What's upsetting the Greyhounds in terms of Oshawa style of play? Is there one thing in particular that you guys don't like or appreciate?
Well, obviously, throughout the whole series, it's been said, you know, like, it's obvious to see that Lindros is going around, he's sticking people, and he, you know, he's giving the extra shots, and he's getting away with a lot of things, and the ref aren't calling him. You know, there's nothing we could do about it, but, you know, that's the thing that we're a little disappointed about.
Has that been a focus of concentration, or do you just have to forget about it? Like, has the coaching staff try and tell you to get Lindros, or just relax, or just don't do anything about it at all?
Well, we got to play the same as we play everybody else, take him out aggressively, and, you know, even when you're taking him out, give him the extra shot, and, you know, we're after him, but really we're after the OHL Cup, and that's what we want right now.
Tonight's hockey game, obviously you don't want to go back into Oshawa, but is a quick start important?
Yes, I think, you know, the last few games that we haven't had that quick start, and they've got the momentum right at the beginning, but, you know, it's our barn tonight, and if we get the fans behind us right from the beginning, or right from the first face-off, I think that's going to, you know, carry us through the rest of the game.
Do you find the Generals changed their game plan coming in here? Do they play a different brand of hockey?
I think so. I think they open it up a little more. It's a bigger rink, and, you know, they try and get their good line, their forwards working a little faster, and, you know, maybe cherry-picking a little more, but, you know, we're used to this place, and we love playing here, so we think we're going to win it.
Mike Fountain had a great game last night, and the game before, although they lost, he played really well. Are you getting frustrated at the chances you're having?
Well, of course, last night we should have buried a few of the chances. Fountain came up hot, and but, you know, he's still a young goalie, and I think if we keep pressuring him tonight like we did last night, he's going to crack, and, you know, it's just going to be an advantage for us.
How do you find the teams handling the pressure, Bob? A lot of them haven't been through this sort of stuff before.
Well, you know, myself included, we're just taking it day by day. It's hard to, it's a lot of pressure to handle, but, you know, we're in favor right now with 3-2 coming up to our rink, so we control our own destiny, and we know if we go play a hard hard game tonight with our heart that we can come out and we can be the champs.
You, Adam, and Brad Tiley, who have been through the lean years, I guess really want to taste this badly. Would it be a fitting end to win the OHL championship regardless of what happens if you make it to the Cup?
Oh, it's going to be crazy. If we win this tonight, it's going to be crazy after. And, you know, there's no word you can really describe how it's going to feel. And, you know, I really don't know. So it's, you know, it's all, we got to wait for 60 minutes of hockey. And when we win, it's going to be worth it. And like you said, it's going to be a storybook ending to, you know, a few careers and, you know, upcoming careers for the rest of the guys.
Do you find it's hard to get away from the task at hand, like playing hockey with all the stuff that's been going on behind the plays and with the whistles and the fans? Is it hard to concentrate on the game?
I think so. I don't, you know, I don't appreciate the fans throwing stuff on the ice, and the rest of the guys don't like that either, because we're out there to play the game, and you know, we'd rather have a 2-hour game than a 3-hour game and get the job done, because we got more balance, and if we can get all our lines working, it's an advantage for us, and the stalls are, you know, they're just not worth it.
Do you find that the Generals are a little worried, or are they more surprised at how well the Grounds are playing?
Well, I think they're surprised at how well we're playing, but, you know, we were a totally different team at Christmas, and, you know, that's why we caught them a little off guard when we came into the finals, but, you know, they know how to play us now, and you know, they've changed our game plan, so we got to come out and play a really disciplined, hard-working game.
Greyhound captain Bob Bugner hoping that he could end his Ontario Hockey League career with a championship, and the Greyhounds will try and beat the Oshawa Generals, but nothing decided yet. It's 2-2 after one period of play. All power play goals in that opening period. Rob Pearson and Dale Cregwell for the Oshawa Generals, Ralph Finchernovo and Tony Yaub for the Soo Greyhounds. As we get set for period number 2, we'll return to the Gardens in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Winter's snow and cold does a lot of damage to your car. To keep it running properly, you have to treat your car with the care it deserves. Bring your vehicle into DNS Automotive today for a complete spring checkup. Just call 945-9984 for your appointment. That's 945-9984. DNS Automotive at the corner of Wallace and Farewell Terrace is all you'll ever need to maintain your vehicle's peak performance. DNS Automotive, for all your automotive needs. Successful people have learned that when you deal with the bad times head on, you'll be in great shape when the good times return. After all, the only thing that stays the same is things are always changing. Pete Marwick Thorne has been helping Sault Ste. Marie businesses for a long time, and they're ready to meet your needs with good advice on how to steer your financial ship through these troubled waters. Call Pete Marwick Thorne, 949-5811, or visit their offices at 452 Albert Street East. May is going to be quite a month at Prowse Motors. Now, for a limited time only, special option package bonuses are in effect. Plus, cashback rebates to $750 on select models. Plus, wait, there's more. Plus, GMAC financing lowered to 9.9%. It's what we think is a great price break on your new Pontiac Buick or GMC truck. And it couldn't come at a better time. So see Prowse Motors today.
Hi, I'm Mark Martin, midday host here on AM 1050. If you've been listening lately, you probably know how Bo Jackson really hurt his hip. You'd know which NHLer is going to star in his own television cartoon series this coming September. You'd know that the movie Home Alone is in some pretty elite company as far as box office records go, and you would know the rest of the story about Jim Thorpe's college track and field team. If you haven't been listening, why not? Pack your lunch and join me 9 till 2, weekdays on Classic Hits AM 1050.
Welcome back to the Memorial Gardens. I'm Gino Cavallo along with Alex Mitchell as we get set for period number 2. You can sort of feel the excitement in Bob Bugner, Alex, hoping that he can end his career on a very positive note with a championship, but you've got to feel for guys like him and Brad Tiley and Adam Foote who have been here through the very lean years as well. And play begins in period number 2 with the teams playing 5 aside. Denny Lambert in the penalty box for the Sioux for another minute 40. And Scott Hollis in the box for Oshawa with another 20 seconds to serve. Here's Pearson across the line, faking a shot, trying to get away from Foote. Foote stays with him. Pearson dumps it off to Cregwell. In the corner, Imber takes him. And Imber has the puck now as he circles behind his net, looking up ice for a pass. Imber tried to clear it. He hit Pearson in the leg. And Imber has to go back. It's cleared to Adam Foote too far. Cregwell keeps it in. A pass back to Davis. He had to get rid of it in a hurry. It comes off the boards, and back come the Oshawa Generals, or the Greyhounds, as they shoot it down, and the Generals return to full strength and are now on the power play with 1 minute 5 seconds remaining in Lambert's minor. Score tied at 2. The opening seconds of this second period of play. Davis almost Lost the puck to Internovo. Now he goes the other way, trying to avoid the pesky Greyhound center. Here's Burgess with the puck. Cross ice pass to Cregwell, who takes it off the boards to Pearson. Pearson across the line. Drop pass. Now Pearson has it again as he cuts towards the net. A drop pass to Lindros. He lost it. And Imber follows up on the play. They center it. Basillo had to go off his skate. Burgess kept it in and clears it into the corner. Cregwell behind the net. Lost it to Adam Foote. Lindros checked him in the corner now. Lindros knocked off stride by Foote. The puck comes to the side of the net, and Cregwell couldn't jam it away. Here's Burgess keeping it in. 25 seconds left in the Soo Greyhound penalty to Lambert. Puck behind the net now. Imber pokes it away from Lindros. Internovo goes over to get it, and he starts out of his own end. Internovo and Basillo, a 2-on-2 coming up ice. Here's Internovo going in with a shot. Mike Fountain makes the save and hangs on. And we'll have a face-off in the general zone with the score tied 2-2, and a nice hand for Ralph Internovo. He is ready for this game, Ellis.
Well, you know, if I had a vote on who was the best player in the first period, in my humble opinion, it would be number 37, a rookie, a guy who wasn't even on the Ontario Hockey League draft list last May, but Ralph Internovo. He is what you term come to play, and he had a dominant first period.
Face-off will be to the right of Fountain as Coach Nolan sends out Jarrett Reid with David Matsos. Bugner and Tiley are on defense. Lambert will be back on the ice in another 14 seconds. Hoffman in to take the draw for the Generals. They move before the puck is dropped. Reid is waved out, and Matsos goes in. Matsos wins it cleanly. Back to Tiley. Tiley slid it over to Bugner. He left the area. Now he recovers and keeps it in. Nice job by the Hounds captain. And the Generals have the puck behind their own net. Here's Simpson. A pass on the boards to Hoffman. He lost it. Jarrett Reid steals it, getting around Simpson. Penalty expires. Greyhounds back to full strength. Simpson hauls down Jarrett Reid. Fans holler for a penalty. Won't get one. Reid trying to freeze it. Does. And we get a stoppage in play and a face-off to the right of Mike Fountain.
You know, in that last play when Internovo cut across center ice, he went straight for Generals defenseman Trevor Burgess. So I think they're picking on Burgess. He's a rookie. They have him out there in a power play because he has a heavy shot, but he's ordinary defensively. And a couple of the Hounds have made him look silly in this series. And on that play, Ralph Internovo gave him all he could handle.
Generals now make a change, and Burgess comes out on defense with Grieve. Up front, they've got Cornish, Deasley, and Hollis. From the face-off, puck goes into the corner. Grieve in after it, hit by Reid, but he got rid of the puck. They send it to the boards, not out. Here's Bugner coming in from the blue line to Jarrett Reid in the slot, and it went off the skate and into the corner. Reid goes after it, clears it to the open wing, picked up there by Burgess, who starts out. A pass at center ice for Cornish, too far, and Bugner takes it at his own line. Cross ice pass to Tiley. He got away quickly from Deasley, and Burgess has to go back to get it. He dumps it back in. It deflects off Bugner's stick to the boards, and Bugner chases after it. He's getting some help now. Mattos loses it to Deasley, who lets the shot go, and a nice save by Hudson as the Greyhounds got a little sloppy, and back comes Jarrett Reid. The puck went off his skate, and the Generals shoot it back to the Greyhound line. Here's Bugner over to Tiley as the Hounds have some problems getting organized here. Matsos over to Lambert. He's across the Oshawa line. Lambert at the top of the circle looking for a pass. Skates around now, still controlling it, and he gave it right to Scott Hollis. And Hollis just turns around and shoots it back down the ice. Imber has it. Cross ice pass to Foote. Foote tried to get rid of it. He hit Weaver with it. Following up on the play is Imber, who banks it off the boards as he takes a hit, and the puck goes into the Oshawa zone. Burgess with it. A cross ice pass for Grieve. Grieve to Cregwell. Cregwell to Hollis. That's too far, and Imber will take it at center ice. Here's Imber shooting it into the the Oshawa zone. Fountain behind the net blocks it. Denemy is shot into the goal, and Mike Fountain is going to get a penalty. I believe that's who he's pointing at, Alex, but Jason Denemy went across the front of the net, and he was called down, and it's Brian Grieve that gets the call.
Grieve's the guy that interfered with the Hound, Jason Denemy, cutting across the crease. Denemy's stick struck goaltender Fountain, but there's another cheap penalty on Oshawa's part, and Generals are asking for a lot of trouble taking these cheapies.
Well, we've had 4 goals scored in this hockey game, and each one of them have come on the power play, all in the first period, and the Greyhounds get a nice chance here again as they send out Miller, Yob, Descoff, Brad Tiley, and Adam Foote. For the Generals, Cregwell and Lewick up front to try and kill it out. Face off to the left of Mike Fountain, who's had 2 great back-to-back hockey games. Greyhounds win the draw. Tiley at the circle, winds up with a shot. Fountain gets a pat on that and deflected wide. Here's Adam Foote clearing it behind the net. Davis has the Descoff tied up. The puck comes loose to Yob. He brings it in front, and Adam Foote couldn't get a skate on it. Here's Colin Miller with the puck. Miller looking for a shot, decides to pass it over to Tiley. Tiley has to play it quickly with Cregwell in on him, gives it to Yob in the corner. He overskates it. Davis picks up the puck, sends it behind the net. Adam Foote stopped it there, and Foote has it in the corner, tried to get it back to Miller. He stopped it the first time, but on the second opportunity, Lewitt got it out, and here's Cregwell coming up ice alone. He's got Tiley to beat. The cop coming back on the play now. Cregwell fights off those two, and a nice job by the Oshawa penalty killer to get the puck back into his own end. Here's O'Hagan with it now, sending it to center ice for Cregwell. He missed it, and it sails into the Sioux corner, and back to get it is Adam Foote. Greyhounds on the power play, a minute 12 remaining in the penalty to Reid. Here's Colin Miller stick handling to center ice across the Oshawa line. Miller gets around Davis going in towards the goal to Yob. There's a shot, save, and Fountain steers the rebound away. Nice stop by the Oshawa goaltender. Tony Yob fighting off Cregwell for the puck, sends it to center ice for Foote. And Foote comes up with the puck in his own end now, ahead to DeKoff at center ice. Greyhounds on the power play. DeKoff tried to pass to Yob. That didn't work. And the Generals give it right back to the Greyhounds. Adam Foote to Tony Yob. Across the Oshawa line, he's hauled down. And the fans holler for a penalty as Yob loses his helmet. Won't get one, though. Adam Foote trying to continue on. Puck is picked up by Oshawa and shot outside the line. Brad Tiley has it across ice to Intronovo. Intronovo shoots it in. He gave it right to O'Hagan. And the Generals clear it down the ice as O'Hagan is knocked down. 25 seconds left in the Oshawa penalty. Here's Tiley starting up ice. Looking for a pass. Brad Tiley keeps it himself. Winds up now. He slaps it in around the boards. Fountain out to play it. Clears it to the corner. Right to the Greyhounds. Adam Foote to Basillo. Basillo out to Denemy. Denemy back to Adam Foote. Looking for a pass to Intronovo at the point. Intronovo gets it over to Brad Tiley as it went off Pearson's stick. 5 seconds in the penalty remaining. Here's Denemy. Denemy finds it out front, and Intronovo just couldn't get to it in time as Hoffman was there to prevent the pass. And Grieve comes out of the penalty box trying to go after the loose puck. Hodgson out of the net to play it. Steers it to Brad Tiley. Tiley now flips it up to center ice. It's knocked down there by Hollis. He gave it right to Basillo. Basillo a pass to Denemy. He's across the Oshawa line. He's got Simpson to beat. Couldn't do it. Basillo following up on the play, picks up the puck, bringing it out in front. There's a shot at the side. It's stopped by the Oshawa goaltender. Now Basillo fighting off Krivich, gets it in front to Intronovo. Intronovo lets the shot go, and Fountain deflects that wide. Greyhounds putting on some pressure here. Basillo again with the puck. Chairman of the boards trying to get a pass away. Basillo now trying to freeze it. It's kicked ahead to Denemy. Now the Generals want to freeze it and get a whistle. Denemy trying to dig it out from underneath Pearson's skates. And Pearson managing to hang on. And finally, we got Denemy in a headlock by Pearson. And what's Rob Pearson doing? He's got Denemy in a headlock, and he's crying to the official, Prisniak. But Denemy now goes over and says something.
Well, that's Pearson's type of play. He's a rugged customer, and he'll get away with what he can. And he knew that Prisniak couldn't see what he was up to along the board, so he gave it a 100% effort on that play.
A 2-2 game with 14:04 remaining in the second period. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
For the lowest prices on quality brand name furniture, visit Mio's Furniture Fashions, Highway 17, just east of the Churchill Plaza. Where else?
Welcome back to the Memorial Gardens. I'm Gino Cavallo along with Alex Mitchell, and a special hello to those viewing in on Community Cable Channel 10 this evening. Sports Radio AM 1050. Bringing you live play-by-play coverage of this important sixth game of the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series. And you can also see it on McLean Hunter Cable Television tonight, Channel 10. From the face-off, the puck tied up in the circle. Lindros and Miller trying to get free. Hollis got a stick on the puck and backhands it down the ice. Hodgson comes out of the net to play it and drops it off for Sean Imber, who has it behind his own goal. Cornish in deep forechecking. Now Imber waits behind the net. Two Generals are in deep. Imber now into the corner for Foote. He takes a hit from Lindros, but he got rid of the puck, and Tony Yob has it at center ice. Bringing it across the line. He collides with Simpson. Yob chasing after it. Kravich taken into the boards by Kowalski. Puck comes loose off the boards, and Hollis picks it up. Penalty coming up to the Greyhounds as they give it to Cornish. Cornish into Greyhound territory. Takes a hit from Adam Foote. Hodgson comes up to play the puck, and he's hit by Lindros. And now Lindros is belted as he collided with Kevin Hodgson. And the Greyhounds are going to get a penalty as Prisniak just waits for everybody to clear away from there. And it's a high sticking call coming up to the Sioux. And it looks like Tony Yob is the marked man.
And the fact is that Tony Yob took the high second penalty in the offensive zone, and that's a no-no. You go in there and you play it hard, but keep your elbows and keep your stick down, and the puck leaves the zone, and you get back as hard as possible, but nothing illegal.
Well, it's an elbowing call now being assessed to Tony Yob, so the Oshawa Generals go on the power play with 13:27 remaining in the second period. Score tied at 2. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Live television coverage of tonight's OHL Championship game on Cable 10 is presented as a public service by McLean Hunter Cable TV and Sports Radio AM 1050.
Mitch, I want to send out a special hello to Mr. Len Pritchard, who is 92 years young. He's a long-term care patient at the General Hospital, and he's been a Greyhound fan since long, long ago. Follows the team faithfully and listens to every broadcast, and he keeps everybody at the hospital informed about the progress of the Greyhounds. So a special hello to Len Pritchard at the General. 13:15 left to go in the second period, a 2-2 score. Oshawa on the power play as Yob goes off for elbowing. Here's Hoffman across the Greyhound line. He stops near the corner, gets it back to Burgess. Burgess setting it up over to Davis. Davis over to Pearson. Pearson to Craigwell, who's in the corner with it. Craigwell trying to get it back out. He does to the point. Here's Davis winding up with a shot. That deflected off Vasillo. Pearson picks it up on the boards. Into the corner for Craigwell. He's trying to send it out front to Hoffman. That didn't work. Now Pearson has it again. He sends it to Craigwell behind the net. Trying to bring it out. Craigwell's got Ember draped all over him. Nice play by the Hound defenseman. Adam Foote trying to pick up the loose puck. Got it, but couldn't clear it out as Davis came in to stay with it. Burgess now sending it to Craigwell as the Generals try and set up for that shot. Puck tied up in the corner. Craigwell fell. Adam Foote picked it up, gave it to Intronovo, but Craigwell checked him. Now Hoffman's tied up along the boards. Craigwell comes up with it, trying to get a pass, trying to get it back to the point. Intronovo had it, and he clears it out as it goes by Burgess. Good play and hustle by the Greyhound rookie. Fountain lays the puck behind his net, gave it right to Rick Kowalski, who went in there quickly. Kowalski now just stops and sends it right back in and circles in the Oshawa zone. 40 seconds remaining in the Soo Greyhound penalty. Here's Davis over to Burgess. Coming out of his own end at center ice. Burgess a pass for Lindros. That didn't work. And it's chopped right back out by Brad Tiley. And down the ice, Kowalski racing after it, but Davis will get there first. John Paul Davis gets away from Kowalski and starts up ice with a pass to Craigwell. Craigwell quickly approaches the Greyhound line. He's got Lindros with him. Lindros with a puck, a return pass. Craigwell couldn't handle it. And Colin Miller shoots it down the ice. Now 12 seconds remaining in the Greyhound penalty. 11:35 to go in the second period. A 2-2 score. Here's Davis getting away from Miller. A pass to Lindros. Coming to the Greyhound blue line. He's trying to get away from Foote. Drops the puck off to Pearson. Pearson returns it to Lindros. He's trying to send it in front. He took a hit from Bugner, but got the puck again. Penalty is expired. Hounds back to full strength. There's a shot and a nice play by Miller to block it as it deflects to center ice. Yob racing after it, but couldn't catch up to it. And Scott Lewick circles at center ice. Lewick now coming across the Greyhound blue line, trying to get away from Bugner. Bugner's got a lock on him. He sends it out, but Miller picks it up, and he starts back. Miller took a shot from Lindros, and a penalty coming up to the Oshawa Generals as the puck is whistled down. And let's see, Prisniak giving the gate to Eric Lindros. So right after the Greyhounds kill off the penalty, 88 goes to the box for high sticking, and the Soo Greyhounds with the extra man advantage.
Hounds did a fantastic job killing off that penalty. They didn't have one shot on Kevin Hodgson, and the Hounds controlled the play. They iced the puck 4 or 5 times, and really the Generals were never a threat during that 2-minute power play.
So the face-off will be to the right of Mike Fountain as Coach Nolan sends out the Intronovo, DeKoff, Vasillo line with Foote and Kiley on the blue line. Lindros getting the gate for high sticking at the 9:02 mark. Every goal scored in this hockey game to this point has come on the power play. All in the first period. Pearson and Craigwell for the Oshawa Generals, Intronovo and Tony Yob for the Sioux. Now we've got a little delay. And the Go Hounds Go chance begins as this sold-out Memorial Garden tries to rally the players. Intronovo wins it cleanly. Back to the point. Adam Foote winds up. His shot hits Craigwell. And he has little problems backhanding it down the ice. And Craigwell felt that one as he hobbles to center ice and shakes it off. Hodgson leaves the puck behind his net for Tiley. He starts up ice now, coming to center ice, looking for a pass. Shoots it in. DeKoff couldn't catch up to it as the pass was a little hard. Fountain now clears it to the board. Scott Lewick trying to pick it up. Foote pinched in, and Lewick is able to poke it out, and Intronovo has it again with 10.5 minutes to go in the period. There's a pass to Foote. Going in, Foote winds up with a shot. Fountain gets a piece of that and deflects it into the crowd. And that one almost decked OHL Commissioner David Branch, who's sitting in a dangerous spot right behind the net. And he just ducked out of the way of that one.
You have to keep your head up sitting back there. But, you know, a lot of people, or some people are making a big deal of the fact that Oshawa came back last year from a 3-1 deficit to beat Kitchener, but what they're failing to remember is that Kitchener was already in the Memorial Cup because Ontario was playing host to the Cup last year, and whether they won or lost the Ontario Championship, they were in anyway. But here's a different story. It's the Cup's in Quebec this year, and the loser of this series goes home for the summer.
Colin Miller, Denny Lambert, Tony Yob up front for the Sioux. Brad Tiley and Foote stay on defense. A minute 27 left in the penalty to Lindros. 10:25 to go in the period. Score tied at 2. Hoffman is waved out of the circle, and Cregwell goes in to replace him. Miller wins the draw. Tony Yob in the spot is tied up by O'Hagan and couldn't get the shot away, and Adam Foote picks up the puck at center ice. Looking to set it up. Foote now back at his own line. Slides it over to Tiley. Back to Foote quickly. And the Greyhounds come up ice. Here's Foote at center ice. Winding up, blasting it in, and that deflected just wide of the net. Generals, though, chop it right back out, and Foote has to do it again at center ice with 1:05 left in the Oshawa penalty. Hounds now with some problems getting organized, and finally Colin Miller takes the puck. However, he loses it, and Cregwell dumps it right back in as he goes to the bench. Less than a minute to go in the Lindros penalty as Brad Tiley starts up ice for the Sioux. Tiley gets around. Hollis is chopping away at him. Gave the puck away, and it's shot back to center ice, and the Generals doing a good job of containing the Greyhounds. Now here's Foote with a pass to Miller. Miller to Yob. Yob stopped the puck, had trouble controlling it. Now he picks it up. Now he overskates it, and it's Foote who comes to the forefront. Here's Foote over to Lambert. Lambert trying to shoot it to the net. Couldn't do it. Here's Miller coming in on goal. Miller sending it over front. There's a shot, and Lambert just missed the open corner. He had it picked, but Lambert missed. Now Lambert again. To Colin Miller as the Hounds try and put on the pressure. 19 seconds left in the penalty. Back to the point. Adam Foote moving in. There's a blast save by Mike Fountain, and the rebound goes to Hollis, who dumps it down the ice. And Hodgson comes out of the net to play it. Now he dumps it all the way to center ice. Internovo missed it. Basillo picks it up. It's a two-line pass, and we get a stoppage in play with 6 seconds left in the Lindros penalty. What a chance for Lambert.
Denny Lambert shook his head coming off the ice. He can't believe it. Here's a guy that especially him and Jarrett Reid, that line was red hot coming down the stretch. Now nothing's going right for them. Puck just isn't bouncing, and Denny Lambert won't get a better chance in front of Mike Fountain, and he just misfired.
9:04 left to go in the second period. Score tied at 2. 6 seconds remaining in the Lindros penalty as Coach Kornacki sends out Pearson and McPherson. Hounds win the draw. Internovo tried to clear the puck up ice, couldn't do it, and the penalty expires now as Basillo takes the puck, and he's hit by Pearson. Or that was Kravich, pardon me, and with the puck now is Bugner. In front of his own net, over on the wing for Dekoff to Internovo. That failed, and the puck is sent down the ice. Icing waved off as Kravich comes back to get it. He winds up and just slaps it to the blue line, and it'll come to the Sioux line now where Bugner takes it. A pass off the board for Basillo. Basillo gets around Grieve nicely, but lost the puck. Now it's outside the line. Basillo picks it up again and brings it in. Basillo trying to get around. There's the cross-ice pass, and Internovo was tied up. Here's Bugner keeping the puck in, winding up with a shot, and it's wide of the net as Lindros tried to hit Bugner. Puck goes behind the net now. Grieve in the corner starting out for Oshawa. A pass to Pearson. It goes off his stick, but Pearson picks it up again as he comes to center ice. Across the line, McPherson is called on the offside as Pearson gives Bob Bugner a little nudge. Bugner goes down, and that time Prisniak caught it, and Rob Pearson going to the penalty box.
Well, Pearson dodged the bullet earlier in this period by giving Rick Kowalski the bear hug. In fact, he took his helmet off, but he wasn't so fortunate in that play. And again, Prisniak was right there. He saw the elbow fly, and a little bit of acting on Pearson's part, but he was caught, and he's in the penalty box.
And Bob Bugner gets up and skates to the bench, so the Greyhounds go on the power play with 8:13 to go in the second period. Score tied at 2. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
For all your automotive needs, visit D&S Automotive at the corner of Wallace and Farewell Terrace. D&S Automotive. Call 945-9984.
Gino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at the Gardens from the face-off. Yob takes the puck at center ice and starts up. Here's Yob across the line trying to get around O'Hagan. Jarrett Reid with the puck now in the corner. Reid is hit by Davis. The puck comes loose. Colin Miller picks it up. Goes behind the net with it. Being hooked by O'Hagan, and that enables Cregwell to get the puck. And he starts back with Lewick. Lewick has the puck now coming to center ice. Here's Lewick just ragging it in the neutral ice area. He gets it back to his own line for O'Hagan. And O'Hagan just shoots it down the ice as the Generals regroup and try and kill off this penalty to Rob Pearson, who's got a minute and a half to serve. Here's Tiley. A pass to Jarrett Reid. That didn't work, and the Greyhounds were going to be called for icing, but Fountain decided to play the puck. It's back to the point. Tiley keeps it in. Winding up, he gives it over to Adam Foote, who one times it, and he blasted it wide of the net. Colin Miller picks up the puck off the board. Miller back to the point to Tiley. Tiley takes the shot, gets it over to Foote. Foote over to face-off circle for Miller. Miller looking for a pass. Yob cutting in the crease. Back to the point. Here's Tiley winding up with a shot. Mike Fountain makes the save. Foote behind the net for Miller. Miller trying to bring it out, but controlling it in the corner. Greyhounds on the power play. Here's Jarrett Reid bringing it out. Reid goes to the backhand. That was stopped. O'Hagan picks up the loose puck and backhands it off the glass. Not out. Brad Tiley getting around Cregwell, controlling the puck neatly. Over to Miller. Miller looking for a pass. Sends it behind the net for Tony Yob, who picks it up. Yob trying to get it out front. Does, but Mike Fountain covers up. And we get a stoppage in play as Yob and O'Hagan shove at one another. And we'll get a face-off in the Oshawa zone with 6:55 remaining in the second period. Score tied at 2. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Len and Pat at Mr. Transmission always have the coffee pot on for you. Visit them at 431 Pym Street or call 254-5550 for all your transmission needs.
Gino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at the Gardens. Greyhounds on the power play. Intronovo, Vassillo, and DeKoff come out now with Adam Foote and Brad Tiley on the blue line. Lindros in to take the draw against Ralph Intronovo. 42 seconds left in the Oshawa penalty. Puck comes back to Tiley. He slides it over to Foote. Moving in, winding up with a shot. Mike Fountain makes a save. He broke his goal stick on it. Here's Vassillo. Back to the point. To Foote. Over to Tiley. Tiley into the circle for Vassillo. He shoots. He hit the goal post. DeKoff on the rebound. Back to Foote. He winds up with a blast, and that one goes wide. Here's Intronovo sending it in front. Fountain playing without a stick. And the net is knocked off the magnets. And we've got a penalty being called against the Oshawa Generals, I think. Let's see, I thought maybe he was pointing that, but I guess he's pointing to a face-off outside the line as Vassillo goes down, and he is injured, but Joe Vassillo hit the goalpost. Great work by the Greyhounds to move that puck around.
He had to break. Mike Hoffman broke that goalie stick, and when he realized he had to throw it away, so he was defenseless, and Joe Vassillo had him at his mercy. A great wrist shot, but playing off the post.
So Joe Vassillo being attended to by trainer Maurice Sicard, and he now gets up and skates off under his own steam. With 22 seconds remaining in the Pearson penalty, the face-off comes outside the line.
You know, last night they were saying that if you intentionally knock the net off of moorings, it could be a goal, or it has to be a penalty. But the other night, while killing a penalty, Rob Pearson deliberately knocked the net off the moorings in the Hound zone to stop the play, and he was not assessed a penalty.
Well, it's a judgment call, I guess, and we're going to get varying opinions on that. Face-off outside the line. Intronovo, DeKoff, and Vassillo stay out there. Now as Vassillo and Hollis shove at one another as they attempt to get set up, and Intronovo says, forget about it, let's just get this thing going. And the Greyhounds with another 22 seconds to try and penetrate the Oshawa zone and get a shot. From the face-off, Hoffman up with the puck. Can't get away from Tiley, who starts back. A pass to Mike DeKoff across the line. DeKoff winds up with a shot. That goes off Kravich's stick. Intronovo follows up on the play, has the puck in the corner. Back out to the point to Tiley. He winds up. There's a shot deflected, and Fountain made a great save as Vassillo got a stick on it. 5 seconds left in the Oshawa penalty. DeKoff trying to dig the puck out. He did. Intronovo picks it up now. Backhanded it, nobody there. And the Generals back to full strength as Grieve picks up the puck in his own end. Can't get away from DeKoff as he fell, and he just recovers and shoots it outside the line. And Intronovo missed it, and Foote picks it up at center ice with 6 minutes to go in the second period of play. A 2-2 tie. Greyhounds shoot the puck in and make a change as Grieve brings the puck out of his own end. A pass to Pearson at center ice. Here's Pearson lugging the puck to the Greyhound line. Wade Whitten's got a lock on him. They drop it back to Hollis, who winds up with a shot. Hodgson makes the save, and Imber picks it up. A pass ahead to DeKoff, and now we've got a penalty coming up to the Greyhounds. It's Bob Bugner who's going off for interference, and I guess that evens out as Pearson got called against Bugner last time, and now it's Bugner's turn to go.
And Bugner knows he's been sucked in. He's not happy with the call. He's pleading innocence, but a nice job by Robbie Pearson. He not only was locked up in Bugner's grasp, but he convinced Prisniak that was a penalty by hitting the dirt.
Well, the Greyhounds, with some good pressure during that last power play, they came close. Joe Vassillo hit the goal post, but the score remains 2-2 with 5:43 left to go in the second period. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
The experienced staff at Pete Marwick Thorne are always ready to meet your needs with solid advice. Give Pete Marwick Thorne a call today at 949-5811.
From the face-off, puck is shot in, and they'll drop it again as the Generals are called. Lindros, Cregwell, and Pearson on the power play. Lewick on one point and Davis on the other. Greyhounds have Kowalski and Colin Miller out there. Score tied at 2. All the goal scoring coming in the first period. Here's Adam Foote with the puck, winding up and slapping it down the ice, wide of the net. Fountain plays it off the boards and leaves it for Davis. Greyhounds on the power play as Davis takes charge behind his own net, bringing it out front. A pass to Lewick on the left side. Lewick across ice pass to Lindros, who takes it at center. Lindros now looking for a pass, trying to get around Imber. Good play by the Greyhound defenseman to take him into the boards, but the puck comes loose, and it's Cregwell with it, sending it out in front, but right to Kowalski, and he starts back up ice. Here's Rick Kowalski with Colin Miller coming to the Oshawa line. Kowalski, the drop pass. Miller picks it up, looking for a pass, decides to rag the puck, and a nice play gives it over to Adam Foote. Foote going right in on goal. Here's Adam Foote with a shot, and Fountain makes a great save. As Foote tried to go upstairs, but Mike Fountain robs him. Greyhounds come close. Short a man. Davis with the puck across the Greyhound line. Over to Cregwell. Cregwell, a drop pass for Pearson. Kowalski checked him, but the puck stays in as Davis has it. A minute left in the Greyhound penalty. Here's Lewick shooting the puck to the net wide. It comes off the boards, and Davis rushes over to keep it in. He shoots it quickly into the corner. Lindros lost it, but Cregwell keeps it in. Cregwell along the boards now back to the point to Lewick, who winds up. That hits Colin Miller, and the Greyhound center shoots it down the ice. Right to Mike Fountain, who makes the save and steers it ahead to Davis. At center ice, Davis dumps it into the corner. It comes off the boards. Brad Tiley chops at it and goes down the ice. And racing after it is Joe Vasillo. Fountain all the way out of the net to play it in the corner. Here's it to the open wing. Joe Vasillo rushes over to get it. Vasillo now playing with it along the boards. 25 seconds to go on the Sioux penalty. Joe Vasillo, great work along the boards. Back to Adam Foote at the blue line. And Foote decides to just get it back to Tiley at center ice. Good job by the Greyhounds here. As Brad Tiley has the puck in his own end, he winds up and just slaps it past Pearson at center. And Lewick picks it up and brings it back. He's across the Greyhound line now. Here's Lewick sending it out in front. A centering pass, and Cornish missed it. It's knocked down in front, and the Greyhounds clear it to safety. Internovo racing after it. Kravitz gets there first and backhands it as the penalty expires. Great job by the Sioux to kill it off. Here's Brad Tiley with the puck at center ice now. Over to DeKoff. He missed the pass. It sails into the corner, and Fountain plays it off the board. Lewick now chops at it to Cornish. Cornish hit by DeKoff. Puck comes to the Sioux line. Tiley clears it ahead to Internovo. He wraps it off the boards down the ice, and it's touched by Lewick. Icing waved off. Cornish with the puck now with 3:15 to go. Here's Cornish dumping it into the Sioux end. It goes to Hodgson. He clears it to the wing. Tony Yob waiting for it. Picks it up. Lost it. Kravitz lets the shot go. That stopped in front. General steal it. Hollis a backhand rebound. Hodgson with a save, and he steers it to safety. General's buzzing now as Hoffman sends it in front. That goes wide. And it's Tony Yob picking it up. Yob, a pass at center right for DeKoff to Internovo. He's across the Oshawa line. Letting the shot go, and Fountain makes that save. Boy, great action here. Tony Yob now continuing on. Lost the puck. Play is called. And we get a stoppage in play with 2:48 remaining in the second period. A 2-2 tie. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Everybody's talking about
Cambrian Nissan, 61 Great Northern Road.
Penalties handed out here by referee Prisniak as Mike DeKoff and David Kravitz go to the penalty box, but Adam Foote with a great opportunity, and give Mike Fountain credit, Alex, he's hot again.
You know, they persist in going to the short side on that's a Ralph Internoble move. He's 0 for 5, but with that move, Adam Foote tried the same thing. They probably know something. Maybe that's Fountain's weakness, but you never know in the last 2 or 3 hockey games. He's thrown them on that similar move.
Miller and Lambert out there for the Hounds. Cregwell and Benda for the Oshawa Generals. Now Cregwell and Miller are waved out, and Benda and Lambert will come in. Face off to the right of the Oshawa goal. From the face-off, Imber back to the point. Here's Bugner winding up with a shot. Fountain makes the save, steers it into the corner, and Cregwell picks it up. Back behind the net for Burgess. Miller's right in on him. The puck comes loose. It's right on front, and Lambert almost had an opportunity, but the Generals recover. Here's Grieve to Cregwell. Winding up. There's a shot. Hodgson took it high and deflects it into the corner. Greyhounds now trying to come out. Colin Miller, a pass to Lambert. Over to Bugner, who's at center ice. He's across the line. Bugner looking for a pass to Miller. Gets it. There's a shot, and it goes wide. Reid now with the puck. Ahead to Burgess. Burgess comes across the Greyhound line. Teams playing 5-a-side. Here's Burgess looking for a pass. He can't get it as the puck is stolen by Imber. Sean Imber now comes across the line. He's got Lambert breaking. There's the pass. Lambert got in too far. He stops trying to recover, but Pearson was there, and Lambert on the end of his shift wants to get off, and now does so. Here's Burgess coming out of his own end. A pass to Rob Pearson at center ice. He backhands it into the Sioux zone. Denemy stopped it at center ice. Picked up now by Grieve to Pearson. Pearson poke checked. He got it back, but the puck came outside the line, and O'Hagan brings it back in. O'Hagan along the boards, trying to get away from Foote. He can't do it. He steers the puck behind the net. Pearson now knocked down by Kowalski. The puck underneath him. Tiley trying to dig it free. The referee won't whistle it down yet, and Tiley digs out the puck and shoots it off the glass. It hit the linesman. Kept in. O'Hagan winding up. There's a shot. That deflects wide. And Jason Denemy now picks it up with 30 seconds left in the penalties. Greyhounds hemmed in their own end of the rink here, but Adam Foote takes charge and brings it up. There's a pass to Jason Denemy. It goes off his stick. Kowalski picks it up. Back to Denemy to Kowalski. Kowalski going in. Centers it to Denemy, and that one just deflects wide. Denemy's knocked down. Kowalski picks up the loose puck. Looking for a pass. Gets it over to Brad Tiley as Denemy's being roughed up in front. Here's Tiley in the corner being hit by Davis. Greyhounds putting on some pressure here, trying to maintain possession. Tiley and Denemy in the corner against Pearson and Davis. Denemy comes up with it. He's trying to get a pass. Gets it back to Kowalski. The penalties expire. There's a centering pass to Foote, and that one didn't work. And back come the Generals. Kravich, a lead pass. McPherson is offside, and play is called. 37 seconds left in the period. A 2-2 tie. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Live television coverage of tonight's OHL Championship game on Cable 10 is presented as a public service by McLean Hunter Cable TV and Sports Radio AM 1050.
Gino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at Memorial Gardens. 37 seconds remaining in the second period of play. A 2-2 hockey game.
Nice shift by Denemy and Kowalski, and I'm really pleased for Kowalski. He's been a spare part most of the winter, but he's seeing more and more ice time tonight, and he's responding.
Adam Foote shoots the puck into Oshawa territory. Fountain under the net to play it. Wraps it around the boards in the corner. The Generals clear it down the ice. Imber back to get it. A race between him and Hollis, and Imber will win that easily. And the Generals are called for icing with 22 seconds remaining.
Once again, I keep looking for Mr. Big out there, Eric Lindros, and they keep spelling him. Here he comes now, but he hasn't played half as much as he did in the first two games in his series in the Garden.
Face-off will be to the right of Mike Fountain. Score tied at 2. 22 seconds remaining in the second period of play. Rob Pearson and Dale Craigwell have scored the Oshawa goals. Internovo and Yob have been the Sioux marksmen. The 288s in to take the draw. And Lindros wins that one. Here's Grieve now behind his own goal. Waiting. Colin Miller's right on top of Fountain. Waiting for Grieve to make his play. And Grieve now decides to just shoot it off the glass. And down the ice it goes. So the Generals will be called for icing again as Sean Imber touches it with 5 seconds remaining. We'll take a break. A 2-2 game. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Riverside Chrysler, 340 Great Northern Road. We're steering you straight.
Welcome back to the Memorial Gardens. Just 5 seconds remaining in this middle period of play. The score tied at 2 in the faceoff to the left of Oshawa goaltender Mike Fountain, who's been hot again here tonight. Miller, Daykoff, and Basillo. Adam Foote and Brad Tiley on defense. Now Foote lines up in between the two circles as the Greyhounds try and get a shot off the faceoff. Miller won it. He's going in on goal. He's fired it across. Fountain covers up. The puck goes in the net, but the whistle had gone. And there's just 1 second. Boy, Greyhounds worked that perfectly, Alex, and it almost paid off as Colin Miller bangs a stick on the ice in frustration.
Period for Mike Fountain. He's been good and he's been lucky. If you think back in his periods, you know, there's been the broken stick incident, the goal post, and plus he's made 2 or 3 exceptional saves. And now there's another close call on his part, and he dodges another bullet.
Now the puck was shoveled into the net finally, but well after the whistle had gone. So the end of the period now a formality. Just 1 second on the clock as they line up Miller and Lindros. So the teams will go to the dressing room tied at 2 as The puck is dropped, and we get a shoving match between Basillo and Kravich. And Basillo just decides to skate away as Foote and O'Hagan stay in front of the net. So after 2 periods of play, the score all tied up. The Greyhounds 2, the Generals 2. A good period of action, and I guess, Alex, these teams are going to let us go right down to the wire before deciding it.
Well, I talked to some of the Greyhound supporters before the game, and they were saying, please, don't let it be a nail-biter. I don't want a one-goal game, a tie game, any overtime. We want the Hounds to clobber them. And I goes, don't bet on it. And the way things are shaping up, don't bet on it.
So the Greyhounds outshoot the Generals 14-5 in that period. But the score remains 2-2. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Your local Public Utilities Commission would like you to consider their pre-authorized checking plan. The PUC, meeting the needs of today's lifestyles.
For professional real estate advice and service, you need the expert agents at Anstis Real Estate Incorporated. Anstis representatives are fully qualified to list or sell your residential or farm properties. Get to know them. Visit the agents of Anstis Real Estate Incorporated in the house with the purple doors, 565 McNabb Street, or call 949-8473. That's 949-8473. Anstis is a proud sponsor of the Soo Greyhounds during the playoffs, and wish them the best of luck in their quest for the championship.
The Weed Man specializes in season-long fertilizing, weed control, aerating, liming, and insect control. The Weed Man cares for your lawn. Call the experts at 945-9975 or drop in to 98 Northern Avenue.
Weed Man's the only one to call. Weed Man does it all.
Passport International Automobiles has arrived. Passport features a Isuzu, world-renowned for quality and performance. The 1991 Isuzu four-door Trooper is under $19,000. The Isuzu Space Cab pickup with the largest extended cab in its class is under $12,000. All vehicles have a 6-year, 150,000-kilometer bumper-to-bumper warranty, 3-year unlimited road hazard protection, and 10.9% financing. Passport International Automobiles, corner of 2nd Line and Cora Road at the Market Mall. Your passport to a great automobile.
Springtime usually means construction, and Arrow Plumbing and Lighting is ready. If you're building or renovating, just bring your blueprints and floor plans in, and Arrow's experts will give you a price for the entire job. All your plumbing and lighting needs will be taken care of in one simple step. One-piece tub kits are still only $7.99 at Arrow Plumbing and Lighting. Double bowl acrylic kitchen sinks are just $149, including strainers. Arrow Plumbing and Lighting, Great Northern Road, across from Maitland Motors. Not much further for the best.
Welcome back to the Memorial Gardens. I'm Gino Cavallo along with Alex Mitchell. Period number 2 just coming to an end, and the score remains 2-2. Recapping the goal scoring for you, Rob Pearson started it off in the first period at the 6-minute mark on the power play, his 16th from John Paul Davis. Greyhounds tied it at the 10-13 mark. Ralph Intronovo, his 7th on the power play from Basillo and Foote. And at the 13:44 mark, the Greyhounds took a 2-1 lead when Tony Yob scored his 14th of the series, of the playoffs rather. Also on the power play for Miller and Tiley. And then at 17:08, Dale Cregwell tied it on the power play with his 7th of the playoffs. Scott Lewick picked up the assist on that goal. Shots on goal in the second period, 14-5 in favor of the Soo Greyhounds. In the first period, 15-9 in favor of the Oshawa Generals. So 2-period totals. The Greyhounds again piling up the shots, 29-14 for the Sioux. A 2-period total. Well, we did have a guest scheduled for this intermission, but I don't see him anywhere in sight. So, Alex, let's just spend a couple of minutes talking about the series. Mike Fountain certainly has been the story in the last game in Oshawa last night, and here again tonight. He seems to be on his game. I kind of thought that when Fred Brathwaite was pulled, that might have given the Greyhounds a bit of a lift and sort of inspired them and maybe set the Oshawa Generals back on their heels. But in all fairness, we don't see the Oshawa Generals enough to really tell how often Fountain played. He didn't play very much, but when he did, he was sharp, and Mike Fountain is now doing the job.
Well, sometimes, that works both ways. Sometimes the hometown team, the Greyhounds, will jump all over that and, bang a few pucks behind a nervous and a goalie who hasn't played that much in the series. But other times, the old so-called twist of fate where a player who's been traded away from a team, they didn't want the player anymore, and he goes to a team and he comes back to haunt them. So
we're going to have to wait and see how this little episode unfolds, but you have to give Mike Fountain a lot of credit. He's been asked to do a king-size job, and he's responded for Rick Carnacchio.
It's kind of an interesting situation. Mike Fountain was at one time a Soo Greyhound. They went with a three-goalie system for quite a while, Narduzzi, Hodgson, and Mike Fountain. And when all was said and done, Mike Fountain's the one that left. And it's kind of ironic that he is the one who is now shutting the door on the Greyhounds.
Well, remember in the fall, we kept asking Terry Basson and Teddy Nolan and Danny Flynn, when are you guys going to make a move on your goaltending? You have 3 in here. That's one too many. It's causing problems. The goalies are nervous, and they said, be patient, be patient. And the guessing game was going on. You know, are they trying to deal this guy or deal that guy, and who's going to go? A lot of people like Fountain, and they felt that he should have stayed, but he was the odd man out. He goes to a pretty good hockey team. Now he's showing the people in Sault Ste. Marie what he's made of.
Well, Mike Fountain played in 7 playoff games, and he has certainly done what the Oshawa Generals have asked of him. But let's spend a couple of minutes talking about this whole series, Alex. When we went in, the Oshawa Generals were favored to win, and I think they were expecting to roll right over the Greyhounds. As it turned out, the Greyhounds got the split in Oshawa, and I think that's what really got things going. Then they came up here and won the 2 games. But the Oshawa Generals, I think, are now realizing that, hey, these Greyhounds are for real, although you would never have known that by watching television last night. But certainly the whole organization deserves credit for building this team, but I think the Oshawa Generals are finding out that they're in for a tough battle, although they never expected to be.
Do you feel that they were a little cocky heading into the series, and that's what cost them game 1? The Hounds went in there and played a disciplined, smart hockey game, and took the hockey game, and they deserved the hockey game. And, you know, when you think of it, Gino, we're here tonight in game 6, but if there was another 5 minutes in game 2, this series would have been over in 4, and the Greyhounds now would have been preparing for Quebec City. That's how close the Hounds have come to knocking off the so-called, superstar hockey team in 4 straight games.
The Oshawa Generals were rated #1 all season long, and I think that's another thing that the Greyhounds used as a motivating factor. It's the battle that nobody expected the Greyhounds to be here. The Generals were supposed to be here, and even though we're in a situation now, the Greyhounds are still maintaining that attitude. And no matter what happens, you've got to remember that this is all gravy for this organization, because the Greyhounds, nobody really thought that they would ever be here, but to their credit, they made it this far. And I think no matter what happens in the series, Sault Ste. Marie hockey fans could not be disappointed.
Definitely not. And I'll tell you right now, Gino, there are a lot of executive members in the Soo Greyhounds smiling tonight. They got what they wished. They wanted at least 3 home games in this series. They're getting it. Now all they want, I'm sure a lot of them are disappointed the Hounds didn't polish it off last night in Oshawa, but a lot of them are happy that this series came back to the Soo tonight. That's another gate. That's more money. And believe me, that's a lot of money. When you're talking 5,000 people, there's a lot of money floating around this rink tonight. And now the only thing that is left to satisfy the Hounds, executive, players, fans, is a victory tonight.
And as we mentioned off the top, it's kind of ironic, or if you're looking for an omen, exactly 6 years ago today, the Greyhounds beat the Peterborough Petes in Game 6 here at the Gardens and advanced to the Memorial Cup. Who knows? But it should be an interesting 3rd period.
Do you remember that night? Peterborough's in here, and the Hounds, all they needed was a point, and it was a nip-and-tuck hockey game with the Peterborough Petes up and down, but the Hounds finally prevailed, and I can still remember Chris and McMaster's gang and that wave. The fans are so excited in the 3rd period when they had the lead. That wave would not stop, and it was a pretty sight to see, and who knows, maybe history will repeat itself tonight.
We are in the 2nd intermission. The Greyhounds and the Oshawa Generals all tied up at 2 goals apiece. We'll continue in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
John's TV on Bruce Street is well known for top quality sales and service. Just drop in and compare the deals on all makes of televisions, VCRs, camcorders, and microwaves. John's TV also provides expert installation of central vacuum systems. Established in 1961, John's TV has the combined service experience of over 70 years. Come in today and check out this week's special. John's TV, top of the hill on Bruce.
Give water more than lip service. Protect the source of your drinking water. Get the facts on how to dispose of household cleaners, motor oil, paint, and other toxic products safely. If you use pesticides and fertilizers, use them sparingly. By actively protecting the source of drinking water, you're giving it more than lip service. This message is brought to you by your Public Utilities Commission in support of National Drinking Water Week, May 5th through the 11th. The PUC, meeting the needs of today's lifestyles.
Nobody builds value into a truck like Mazda. A 1991 regular cab two-wheel drive is $98.40. Less than $1,500 is now only $83.40. An unbelievable price for a new truck, plus the best warranty in the business. This $1,500 discount or free air conditioning is good on any car or truck, and it's only at High Point Mazda, top of the hill on Pim. If you decide where to spend your company's advertising dollars and may have doubts as to the effectiveness of radio, we'd like you to consider this.
Radio gets results.
56% of those who will eat out for lunch will make the choice where to eat 1 hour before they actually leave for lunch.
Radio gets results.
The same hour you could be advertising on radio. Take a bite out of the market. Get an appetite for radio. Call this telemedia station now and find out for yourself why they say
Radio gets results.
Little Jesse Goodyear was 2 years old when he drowned at the bottom of an icy swimming pool. Wayne Handsome, alerted by the frantic cries of Jesse's babysitter, was 47 when he raced across the road and dove into the frigid water. Groping blindly for Jesse's body, Wayne knew that every second was vital. But Wayne knew something else. He knew CPR, the simple, life-saving skill used when someone's heart and lungs have stopped. While the babysitter called for an ambulance, Wayne calmly applied his CPR skills to Jesse's lifeless body.
Of the 50,000 Canadians who died of heart attacks last year, thousands could have been saved by CPR.
Jesse owes his life to CPR and to Wayne Handsome's astonishing courage.
It only takes 4 to 6 hours to learn adult or infant CPR.
Wayne was risking his own life diving into that icy water.
Call the Axe Foundation at 1-800-465-9111.
You see, he knew. He'd already had 3 major heart operations.
CPR, the reward of a lifetime.
Alex Mitchell back at Memorial Gardens. We are in the second intermission. The Greyhounds and the Generals all tied up at 2 goals apiece. Rob Pearson and Dale Craigwell scoring for Oshawa. Ralph Internovo and Tony Yob scoring for the Sioux. All goals coming in the first period. All of them on the power play. Alex, if you're in that dressing room right now, I can just feel for the players and what they're going through. I'm sure tensions are running high. It should be a great third period. I don't know if they'll try and take it to each other or if they'll just play it tight and wait for a break. It's going to be interesting, though, and it figures that so much tension has been built up in the series, and now the third period is going to start with the teams tied.
Can you imagine, Gino, 8 months of hard work has maybe come down to this period? Oshawa Generals certainly hope not, but the Greyhounds want to end it tonight. They don't want to go back to Oshawa tomorrow night and take on the so-called series favorites in their own barn. So, you know darn well that the Hounds, they're uptight down there, but I'm sure they've been well coached all winter. Danny Flynn and Teddy Nolan have always responded to the call to get this team up, and I'm sure right now they're in there talking to their troops, getting them ready for this crucial third period.
I think we should spend some time and really give the players credit, Alex. A lot of the people just follow the day-to-day progress of the Greyhounds. They come to the games, but I don't think they really realize some of the things that these kids go through psychologically and physically. We've got a hectic schedule here. You know, if it goes the limit, they could end up playing 3 games in 3 nights. And it's the same thing every night with a psychological edge. Each team trying to get that edge, and the players are built up so hard, and then they come down. And really, the kids deserve a lot of credit because they handle themselves outstandingly.
Very true. Well, you heard Denny Lambert. He talked to you between periods, and he talked about the pressure. You know, it's hanging over them like a thick fog, and it's been like that, for 6 weeks since the playoffs began? You know, they have such great ambitions, and they've been plugging away. First, they had to fight for first place. They got that. They had to knock off Hamilton. They had to knock off Niagara Falls. Now, here we are again. More pressure, and you have to feel for the kids. They're teenagers, and every day they're expected to respond. There's so many great hockey fans in this town, like you and I. What's our pressure? We have to answer the alarm clock in the morning and go to work, do our thing, and then go home. But these kids got to come out here night after night, and perform at 100%, and that's not an easy challenge.
It's really a credit to the kids and really to the whole organization, the way they help these kids along and handle the pressure situations. I've been in dressing rooms where players have got so nervous where they almost to the point that they couldn't handle it, but then they calm down, get out on the ice, and do the job. So a lot of the times the general public doesn't really realize what these kids are going through. It's a nightmare sometimes.
Well, what really struck home with me was that the other night, after the overtime victory here on Thursday night, I was home, I was watching the replays on MCTV, and they're interviewing Jason Denemy, and he talked about a word that you rarely hear in hockey, and he talked about love among his teammates. You know, he said there's a lot of love in our dressing room, and that's what makes us respond night after night. We're a team because of love, and I thought, holy cow, you know, I've never heard that word coming out of our, you know, these hockey players. It's rough and tough and grind it out, but you know, I guess the character and, you know, you throw it all into a pot and you mix it around, and night after night you ask these players to contribute that way, and this winter the Soo Greyhounds have come through in flying colors.
When you look at the two hockey teams, the thing that we talk about all series, the Greyhounds are so well balanced, the Generals aren't, and I think even Rick Kornakia noticed that, because now he's starting to use his bench.
Are you sure? You know, I'm not sure what Rick Kornakia told you tonight. A lot of it was hogwash as far as I'm concerned. You know, he was talking in circles and talking about a lack of respect, and I don't know, my personal opinion, you know, I've lost some respect for the Oshawa Generals, number 88, for the way he's handled himself in this series. Pearson, you know, I expected much more of the Oshawa Generals in this series, but they're not the franchise that I anticipated coming in.
Well, Rick Kornakia certainly trying to dodge any question that is asked to him, but that's his prerogative, I guess. We're just about ready for period number 3, and it should be a good one as the Soo Greyhounds and the Oshawa Generals lock up for the final 20 minutes. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
In Canada, at the first sight of snow, people rush to the nearest hill, attach long planks to their feet, make their way to the top, then slide down, often colliding with trees, poles, and each other. This instinctive reaction is called hitting the slopes. And it's as much a part of the good times as Molson Canadian, what beer's all about.
This coming Sunday is Mother's Day, and if you're wondering what to buy Mom, then head for Canadian Tire. There's dozens of choices at big savings. Patio furniture, barbecues, golf clubs, and bags in sporting goods. Plants, shrubs, garden gloves, and small tools in seasonal. Every appliance imaginable for her convenience, all at sale prices in appliances. And be sure to check through the store for many items on sale for Mother's Day gifts at Canadian Tire, Cambrian Mall.
If you're tired of waking up with a backache from sleeping on an uncomfortable mattress, then here's the solution for you. A Sealy Posturepedic from Mio's Furniture Fashion. Sealy Posturepedics are designed in cooperation with leading orthopedic surgeons for maximum support and comfort. Sealy Posturepedics are available in different comfort levels to suit individual tastes and start as low as $3.99%. More people sleep on Sealy Posturepedics, shouldn't you? Mio's Furniture Fashion, Highway 17 just east of the Churchill Plaza. Where else?
Cambria Nissan presents the 91 Stanza Limited Edition. Includes air, cruise, power windows and doors, tilt steering, and that's not all. How about a 138 horsepower, 12-valve engine, AM/FM cassette, front-wheel drive, rear spoiler, and more. The 91 Nissan Stanza Limited Edition is $375.55 a month at Cambria Nissan, 61 Great Northern Road.
Everybody's talking about Cambria Nissan. People walk away, you drive away with a smile.
Period number 3 underway. The Greyhounds shoot the puck into the Oshawa zone. It's behind the net, and Lewick picks it up, brings it out, a pass to Cregwell at his own line. At center, he's knocked off the play by Vasillo, but Davis carries on. He brings the puck into the Greyhound zone. A centering pass. Internova had his check, and here come the Greyhounds, a 3-on-2. Internova with Vasillo and DeKoff. Across the line, a pass to DeKoff. It was a bit behind him and hit him in the skate, and back comes Lewick for the Generals. There's a long pass to Davis across the line, and it's called on the offside. And we'll have a face-off outside the line, so a quick start to this third period.
The Generals were lucky because J.P. Davis was caught up ice. He led the play into the Hound zone. His pass was intercepted, and Hound broke out 3-on-2, and one of the defensemen in the situation for the Generals was Dale Craigwell, and we all know he's a center, and had Andrew Nolan's pass to DeKoff and on the money, the Generals could have been in trouble.
Face off outside the line as the Greyhounds make a quick change, and out comes the line of Colin Miller, Jason Denemy, and Tony Yob with Imber and Foote on the blue line. Lindros, Hoffman, and Pearson for the Generals, and the Greyhounds win that draw cleanly. Colin Miller got the job done. Here comes Denemy to center ice for the Hounds. Across the line, Denemy trying to cut around the defense, goes in on goal, a shot. Fountain makes a save, rebound to Miller, and Fountain makes a save again. Good play there by Jason Denemy to get around Simpson. Here's Kravitz sliding it ahead to Lindros. A pass at center for Pearson. Pearson gets away from one check, but can't recover in time, and Adam Foote circles in his own end. Pearson takes him into the boards face first, and the puck is kicked out as Foote loses his helmet. They try and tie it up. It's back to the point. There's Kravitz with a wrist shot. Hudson blocks that, and we get a stoppage in play, and a face-off coming in the Greyhound zone.
You know what, another thing that interested me last night with TSN, they had a special on the Hounds between periods, and they went in the Greyhound dressing room after the overtime win, and the Hounds are in are chanting, "We won't be beat, we can't be beat," and I'm sure there's 5,000 supporters in this rink tonight hoping that those fleas stand up.
So the Generals now send Lindros to the bench, and he is replaced by number 25, Mike Cote, their first-round draft pick, and Cote has seen some action in the last 2 or 3 games, and the fans trying to spur on the Greyhounds. Game tied at 2, just underway in the third period. Here's Pearson off the draw, shooting it to the net. Hoffman tried to deflect it, but it went wide, and Denemy picks up the puck in the corner. Looking up ice, flips it high in the air to center, and Simpson picks it up there. Colin Miller rushing in on him. Simpson just flips it high in the air. Denemy knocked it down in center, but couldn't come up with it. Now he has it, and tried to pass. He fanned on it, but gets away from Hoffman and dumps it into the Oshawa zone. It's Fountain stopping it behind his net over to Simpson in the corner. Wade Simpson now backhanding it behind the net for David Kravitz. Looking up ice, a pass to Pearson. Pearson flips it high in the air for Hoffman, who gloves it down and shoots it into the Sioux zone and goes to the bench. Hodgson blocks it behind the net for Bugner. He sees Cote coming, and Bugner takes off, passes it to Tiley. He just flips it to center ice, and Burgess has it there, and he dumps it back in. Bugner stops it in the face-off circle and passes it up to Kowalski, who's out there with Jarrett, Reid, and Tony Yob. Here's Yob stealing the puck, bringing it into the Oshawa zone. He lost it to Burgess. Jarrett Reid's tied up, and Burgess starts back. The pass to Deasley. At center ice, Deasley, a pass to Benda, and that was stopped. Here's Jarrett Reid now coming back to his own line with the puck. Generals shoot it in. Benda's trapped in the zone, and Tiley comes up with the puck. Score tied at 2 early in the third period. Here's Brad Tiley starting out of his own end, looking for a pass up ice too far for Kowalski. It's stopped by Deasley at the Sioux bench, and he starts back across the line now. Deasley run into the boards by Foote. He continues on the play. Puck goes into the boards, and Benda is tied up by Kowalski. They try and freeze it and do, as Deasley and Foote hang on. Now break away, and we get a stoppage in play. And every goal of this game has come on the power play, and I'm sure both teams, Alex, were instructed to stay out of the box in the third period.
Well, you know, the Hounds had their chances in the second period. The Generals were a little sloppy and picked up a couple of key penalties, and the Hounds nearly responded, but the Generals blanked them, and I'm sure Carnacchio and Nolan demanded discipline entering this third period.
Jarrett Reid out there with Rick Kowalski and Denny Lambert. Sean Imber and Adam Foote on defense. It's Cregwell, Weaver, and Lewick for the Oshawa Generals. Imber with the puck off the draw, shoots it into the corner. Lambert goes to get it, and he flips it off the boards for Jarrett Reid, who starts out of his own end. Coming to center ice, here's Reid coming across the line. He's got Kowalski breaking. Kowalski takes the puck up to the slot, tried to go to the backhand, but he was covered, and the Generals start back. A pass for Weaver goes too far, a race for it behind the net. Foote touches it, and the Oshawa Generals are called for icing.
You know, you have to be impressed with the way the Generals have neutralized Jarrett Reid. He's an explosive Greyhound, a guy who can break a game open very quickly, but they've really shut him down in this series, and I'm sure Jarrett Reid is one frustrated hockey player right now.
Well, that line of Reid, Matos, and Lambert has been in a slump this series, and what better time to break out of it than with a goal here, as Lambert now comes out. And he'll be on, now Lambert goes to the bench, and coming out is the Internovo, Basillo, and the top line. Face off to the left of Oshawa goalie Mike Fountain, who again has made some outstanding saves this evening to keep the Greyhounds shut down. From the face-off, puck goes behind the net. Basillo trying to break free of O'Hagan. He had his stick held, but couldn't do it, and the Generals come up with a puck, a pass to Cregwell to center ice. Cregwell lost it to Internovo, who circles. He comes across the Oshawa line. Internovo to Basillo, going in with a shot, and that one just whistled wide as they crash into the goal, and it comes off the magnets. So we'll have a face-off in the Oshawa zone, and Internovo went barreling in there.
While talking about Jarrett Reid, you have to look at the other rookie, Ralph Internova, and he's been flying tonight. And I thought he's had a very respectable series. He hasn't scored on a great number of his chances, but he's scored a couple key goals in his playoff. And, you know, if you had to look at the 3 key players in this hockey game tonight, Ralph Internova is one of them.
16:52 remaining in period number 3. Game 6 of the OHL Championship Series. The Greyhounds with a 3-2 lead, trying to end it here tonight. Internovo and Hoffman in to take the draw, deep in Oshawa territory. Internovo gets the draw, back to Imber. Imber winding up with a wrist shot. Fountain gloves it and hangs on, although from our vantage point it looks like it may have gone wide anyway.
The key factor there was Internova winning the face-off, and that's something he's done all night. And it doesn't matter which center is out there for the Generals. Ralphie, you know, has held his own, even against Mr. All-American Eric Lindros.
Cregwell now moves in to take the draw as the Greyhound fans try and get the team going with a Go Hounds Go chant. Vasillo tied up as he tried to get the puck off the draw, and Kravich has it circling in his own end. A pass to Cregwell, who just dumps it to safety at center ice, and Foote picks it up there. Looking for a pass. Foote now gives it to Internovo. He slaps it to the line, and on the second chance, he backhands it down the ice. Mike Fountain gloves it and leaves it for Kravich. Kravich on the wing, a pass. Now it's picked up at center by Hoffman. He comes to the Greyhound line. Here's Hoffman going in with a shot. Hodgson takes it on the blocker. Nice save. Pearson on the rebound is hit into the boards. They shovel the puck ahead to Joe Vasillo, who picks it up at center. Vasillo tried the pass to Internovo. That didn't work. Mike DeCoff picks up the puck. He's in the slot, winding up with a shot. And sliding in front of that was Kravich to make a nice play. Internovo was tied up going after the rebound, and the Generals pick it up and just shoot at the length of the ice. Sean Imber going after it, and the Oshawa Generals will be called for icing as Imber touches the puck, and we'll get a face-off in the Oshawa zone.
You know, watching the Lindros last night in Oshawa, the game on TV, you know, I had to wonder, you know, given the works to Reid and Internovo time and time again, here's a guy 6'4", giving it to guys 5'10", 5'9", and my first reaction, here's a guy who may be a pro hockey player next year. If he tries to pull that stunt in the National Hockey League, somebody will cut him in half.
16:01 remaining in the third period, a 2-all tie. We haven't had a goal since the 17:08 mark of the first period when Dale Cregwell scored on the power play to tie it. Now Deasley goes to the Oshawa bench, and Hollis comes on. Greyhounds counter with Miller, Denemy and Yob, Bugner and Tiley on defense. Miller wins the faceoff. Tony Yob gets it back to Tiley at the left point. He winds up with a shot. That didn't reach the net. Bob Bugner keeps it in as he slaps it off the board. Miller picking it up in the corner, looking for a pass, trying to get away from Grieve. Miller now loses it. Denemy couldn't control it as he overskated it, and Cregwell picks it up and dumps it out to center ice. Too far for Cornish. Bugner with the puck to Yob. It's a 2-line pass, and the Greyhounds are called with 15:41 remaining. Soo Greyhounds 2, the Oshawa Generals 2, Game 6 of the OHL final. And it has been a very interesting series, to say the least.
You know, still not much of Eric Lindros. Do you feel that he's not 100%? He's, you know, ailing, and perhaps that Kornakia isn't saving him for the whole stretch?
I would say that he's got some sort of injury, but trying to find out about an injury in this series is like pulling teeth, so we can only make our own estimations. From the face-off, Reid shot the puck to center ice. Burgess picks it up, winds up, wraps it around the board. And Bob Bugner picks it up off the boards, coming to his own line. A cross-ice pass to Lambert. He's checked neatly by Benda, and Tiley picks it up, though. Tiley just shoots it into the Oshawa zone. Reid chasing after it, but Burgess gets there first. Burgess now looking for a pass out as Lambert's tied up, and he gets it ahead. Here's Deasley coming to center ice, coming to the Greyhound line. He shoots it in. Benda chasing after it against Bugner. He's tied up along the boards. Jarrett Reid slapped at the puck, and Grieve failed to keep it in as it goes down the ice. Here's O'Hagan shooting it off the board, and a hit there by Lambert on Benda. Now it's Claire Cornish with the puck in front of his own bench, circling at his own line. Cornish coming up ice across the Greyhound line, trying to get around Tiley. He stops in the face-off circle, sends the puck wide of the net. Rick Kowalski picks up Benda as Foote takes the puck and gives it to Jarrett Reid. He starts up ice with Lambert.
Here's Reid cutting to the middle of the ice across the line. 4 Generals waiting for him. He backhands it into the corner. Lambert chasing after it. There's that clutch and grab that they were talking about. Here's Adam Foote in the corner trying to get a shot away. Foote back to the point to DeKoff. DeKoff winding up, takes the shot, trying to get it back to Foote. He wasn't expecting it, but Foote recovers to keep it in, and we've got a penalty coming up to the Oshawa Generals. Paul O'Hagan getting the gain as he knocked down Denny Lambert. So a huge opportunity for the Soo Greyhounds with 14:24 left to go in the third period. Score tied at 2. We'll be back with the Greyhound power play in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
You too can be a winner now during the playoffs with Prost Motors' $750 rebate or 10.9% financing. Check it out. See Prost Motors today.
Gino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at the Memorial Gardens. 14:24 left to go in the third period of play. Score tied at 2. O'Hagan goes off for holding at 5:36. Face off to the right of Mike Fountain. Intronovo wins the draw. Here's Foote winding up with a shot. That sails wide of the net. It comes off the boards. Fountain gloves it as Kravich knocks down Vasillo. And Vasillo pleads his case with Prisniak, who won't hear anything of it. And the face-off will be in the same spot.
On that last shift, the Jarrett Reid line out there, Eddie Nolan went with Rick Kowalski instead of David Matsos in an effort to shake things up, and that was probably the best shift that Jarrett Reid's line had in this period. Not only just a buzzing, but it created a penalty.
Now Lindros on the ice for the Generals. He lines up with Intronovo to take the draw to the right of Fountain. Greyhounds on the power play. Kravich, or O'Hagan, excuse me, in the penalty box. Lindros wins that face-off and goes after the puck. He tries to clear it out off the glass, got it too high, and we get another stoppage in play, and that killed off another 5 seconds, so a minute 50 remaining in the Greyhound power play. One thing I'm glad to see, Alex, it hasn't been as chippy a hockey game as last night. The team's sticking to hockey.
Well, they have to. The game is so close, and there's so much at stake tonight that they can't afford to be running at each other.
Intronovo wins the face-off. Here's Foote coming in from the blue line. A shot wide of the net. Vasillo chases after the loose puck. Has it in the corner. Vasillo looking for a pass now in the circle over to Intronovo. He's in the corner with it. Intronovo coming to the boards. Back to Vasillo. Greyhounds moving it around, trying to set up that all-important shot. Here's Intronovo now with the puck in the face-off circle, going in with a shot, and Fountain deflects it over the net. Wraps around the boards. Brad Tiley in from the blue line to maintain possession. Backhands it into the corner. Vasillo being tied up there against the Oshawa player, and the Generals do a nice job of poking it out. Kravich got rid of it. But DeKoff has it back. A General jumped on the ice. Here's Vasillo across the line, trying to get set up for a shot. He's knocked down. Vasillo got the puck to DeKoff, though, was behind the net. He lost it. Lindros picks it up. Winds up. He fanned on the clear-out attempt. Here's Vasillo getting it back to Foote. Foote winding up. Over to Tiley. Tiley looking for the shot. Gives it to Intronovo. He was checked. The Generals, though, failed to clear. Now Intronovo again with a second chance, fighting it in front, and that was intercepted as one of the Greyhounds was standing at the side of the net waiting to jam it home, but they didn't get the puck to him. And the score remains 2-2 with 45 seconds left in the Greyhound power play. Here comes Brad Tiley at center ice. A pass to Miller. He's across the Oshawa line. Miller stopping in the corner, trying to get away from the Oshawa checker. Got the puck into the corner. They tie it up, and Lewick picks it up and slaps it down the ice. Hodgson out of the net to play it. 12:51 left in the third period. A 2-2 tie. Greyhounds on the power play for another 24 seconds. Puck shot in by Foote. Mike Fountain stops it behind the net. And the Generals get it, dump it right back out. And that'll be enough to kill off the penalty. Just 12 seconds now remaining in O'Hagan's liner. Here's Bob Bugner starting up ice for the Hounds. Coming to center. Bugner looks, shoots it in. Yob chases after it. Reid will get there, but Fountain played it. Jarrett Reid now picks up the puck. The penalty expires. Oshawa back to full strength as they wrap the puck off the boards down to Hodgson, and he leaves it for Bob Bugner. The Greyhound captain starting up ice. A long pass for Jarrett Reid. That went astray. Generals pick it up, give it right back to Bugner. He takes it across the line now. Bugner looking for a shot. Sails into the corner, trying to get away from Simpson, the two number 4s. Bugner taken into the board. Puck comes around. Imber keeps it in as he shoots it to Yob behind the net. Yob gets up, comes up with a puck, trying to send it in front. It's at the short side. Fountain's got a glove on it, and he hangs on. And we get a stoppage in play and some shoving at the side of the net.
Once again, Tony Yob doing blue-collar work behind the General's net, and whenever he's back there, he's dangerous. He scored a couple goals in this series, coming around, wrapping it around, and stuffing it in, and last night he did the work. He set up Kowalski's goal by doing some yeoman duty behind that net.
11:55 to go in the third period, a 2-2 tie. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Live television coverage of tonight's OHL Championship game on Cable 10 is presented as a public service by McLean Hunter Cable TV and Sports Radio AM 1050.
Welcome back to the Memorial Gardens. Tense moments here. 11:55 remaining in the third. A 2-2 hockey game. Witten, Lambert, and Kowalski out there for the Hounds. Foote and Imber on defense. Now Witten is waved out of the circle. Kowalski goes in to replace him. Cregwell wins the draw. Kravich with the puck in the corner, sending it behind the net. It took a weird bounce. It came out in front, but no Greyhounds were in the vicinity. Adam Foote now lets the puck go behind him as he ties up Cornish, preventing him from going after it. And it's Imber picking it up, shooting it off the boards. Kowalski stops his man and has the puck now over to Lambert at center ice. He stopped it with his skate and shoots it into the corner. Chasing after it is Witten. It comes off the boards. Witten falls in the corner. He's on the puck. He's trying to dig it out, and Witten wants to freeze it as Hollis gets him up, and the puck comes loose now. Lambert trying to poke it out, and Hollis finally gets to it. He wants to tie it up, but this time it's Witten trying to poke it out. And referee Prisniak won't whistle it down. Witten comes up with a puck, trying to send it around the boards. Imber comes in from the blue line, steered it to the corner, but the Generals stop it and try a pass for Pearson. It was behind him, and Imber picks it up. Imber shooting it right back in as it goes by Kowalski. Simpson clears it to center ice, and picking it up there is Adam Foote. He winds up, shoots it in, takes a hit, and Fountain stops it behind his net for Simpson. 10:54 left to go in the third period, a 2-2 tie. Game 6 of the OHL final. Here's Deasley across the Greyhound line. Deasley now looking for a pass out. He's stopped by Tiley. Vasillo picks up the puck. He's hit into the boards by Hoffman. They tie it up. They kick it loose. Now here's Pearson bringing it out in front. A backhand shot saved by Hodgson. He had the short side block. It's at the side of the net. Now it's brought out. They try and jam it in, but Deasley couldn't do it, and DeKoff sends Intronovo away. Here's Ralph Intronovo all alone as he crosses the Oshawa line. He stops in the face-off circle. Greyhound's trying to come in to help him. Vasillo gets there. The puck is tied up, and we get a stoppage in play. And a face-off coming in the Oshawa zone with 10:19 to go in the third period. A 2-2 tie. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Top of the hill on Pim.
Gino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at Memorial Gardens. 10 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the third period of play. The Soo Greyhounds 2, the Oshawa Generals 2. All the goals coming in the first period, all in the power play. Intronovo in to take the face-off against Lindros deep in Oshawa territory. Puck goes to the front of the net. It's picked up by Davis, and he starts out of his own end, getting around DeKoff at center ice. DeKoff is dumped. Here's Davis now getting around Tiley, cutting towards the net. Davis going in, and the puck rolled off his stick, and Vasillo was able to pick it up and start back for the Sioux. Joe Vasillo at center ice, try to pass for DeKoff. That didn't work, and it goes behind the Oshawa net. O'Hagan picking it up now. O'Hagan ahead to Cote. Coming to center ice, Cote shoots the puck into the corner. Chasing after it is Hoffman. Denemy wraps him up. Cregwell shoots the puck behind the net. Cote picks it up. Back to the point. Here's a shot wide of the net. And Bugner goes after the loose puck. He clears it off the boards. Not out. Davis gloves it. Intronovo hit him. But the puck is tied up. It goes behind the net. And it's Brad Tiley sending it ahead to Vasillo. That failed. Bob Bugner stops the puck. And Bugner tries a pass for Intronovo. That didn't reach him. And the Generals regain possession of it. John Paul Davis knocks down Jason Denemy. And it's Paul O'Hagan who's getting the gate for slashing at the 9:24 mark. Another power play chance, Alex, but the Greyhounds have to start taking advantage of these.
It hasn't been a good night for O'Hagan. That's his third minor, and they've all been of the chippy variety. But as you say, the Hounds' power play has been shut down since the first period when he popped in too, and now's a perfect opportunity to get that five-man power play online again.
Slashing penalty coming up against O'Hagan. We'll be back in a moment. A 2-2 score. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
There's something for everyone at Canadian Tire. From sporting goods to automotive, housewares to home repairs, there's more than just tires at Canadian Tire in the Cambria Mall.
Gino Cavallo and Alex Mitchell back at Memorial Gardens as the Greyhounds get a power play opportunity. O'Hagan goes off for slashing. And the forward combination for the Hounds. Miller, Jarrett, Reid, Tony Yob up front with Adam Foote and Brad Tiley on defense. It's Craigwell, Simpson, Lewick, and Kravich for the Oshawa Generals. Puck shot into the Sioux zone. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the third period. A 2-2 tie. Adam Foote circles behind his own net, gives the puck to Miller. Miller tried a pass across ice. It hit an Oshawa skate and deflects to Adam Foote. He brings it to center now. Coming to the Oshawa line, he shoots it around the boards. Fountain out to block it. Yob is in there quickly, but Fountain is able to play it. However, into the corner, Colin Miller stops it. Miller now trying to get the pass, gives it into the corner for Yob. Miller has it again. Looking for a pass. Miller controlling it neatly along the board, shoots it back to Tiley. Tiley over to Colin Miller in the face-off circle to Tony Yob. Tries to give and go shot, and that one just missed. A great opportunity, and it almost found the target. Here's Miller again controlling it at the blue line. He sends it in front, and it went right to Kravich, who picks it up and just shoots it down the ice. What a close call for the Greyhounds with 1:05 now left in the Oshawa penalty. 8.5 minutes to go in the third period. Brad Tiley coming up. Over to Colin Miller at center. Miller stops and just shoots it in. Jarrett Reid will chase after it. Kravich gets there first. He shoots it around the boards. It's stopped at the point by Tiley. He's looking for a shot. Tiley into the face-off circle for Miller, approaching the net at the side of the goal. A backhand shot. They jam away at it, and they score! Listen to this arena. Alex, I didn't see the puck go in, but I only assumed that hard work paid off for the Greyhounds because it appeared from our vantage point that they had 2 or 3 opportunities, and it may have been Colin Miller who finally jammed it by Mike Fountain. A power play goal gives the Hounds a 3-2 lead late in the game.
They had 3 cracks at it, and that's just the Hounds' tenacity. They refused to be budged out of Mike Fountain's crease, and the puck finally bounced their way. Mind you, I thought they should have scored 30 seconds earlier. Jerry Reid, I don't know how he missed. I think he hit the goal post on the play, but they kept plugging away, and they're finally rewarded.
So a 3-2 Greyhound lead. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Ask You, your community credit union, providing the community of Sault Ste. Marie with first-class financial products and friendly and professional service.
The Go Hounds Go chant continues as the Greyhounds take a 3-2 lead. A power play goal puts the Sioux ahead. And we'll wait for the announcement. I believe it may have been Colin Miller. Colin Miller gets the goal. Again, Tony Yob going in with a shot, and Fountain makes the save, and the rebound comes to rest behind the net. They get it back to the point. Sean Imber winds up with a shot. That one goes wide. Behind the net, Yob trying to dig it out, and it comes to the front of the net, and back come the Generals. Here's Hollis to center ice. Across the line, Hollis is poke-checked neatly by Buchner, but Hoffman following up on the play, takes the shot. Hodgson makes the save. A scramble around the Greyhound goal, and Joe Basillo breaks out. 4 Greyhounds in the center ice area against 2 Generals. Here's Basillo. Going in, cutting towards the net, a backhand. They try to jam it in. They score! It's a 4-2 Soo Greyhound lead. Again, same thing, Alex. They rushed the net. They beat Mike Fountain. The Greyhounds now lead it by 2. We'll have to wait for the announcement again.
I have no idea who scored that goal, but perseverance really paid off in that play. They, as you say, they rushed the net. They jammed that puck, literally jammed it by Mike Fountain. They gave him no chance whatsoever to put his glove in the play because it's just like a pitchfork going in there to shovel that puck in.
The third goal was scored by Colin Miller, his fourth of the playoffs from Jarrett Reid. That came at 11:50. So almost a minute later, the Greyhounds get their fourth goal. And this crowd now starts the Eric Hu chant.
Well, Eric's out there right now, and you watch. We're going to find out what he's made of right now, what kind of a player, what kind of character he has. We'll see if he can take over a hockey game and get Generals back in there.
Here's the announcement on the goal. Here comes Basillo again, in front of the crowd, and that one almost worked. Back come the Generals, Lewick. A drop pass to Lindros, back to Lewick. He's trying to send it in front. Now it's Adam Foote picking up the puck, and Kevin Hodgson has it roll right to him, and he hangs on and covers up. The last scoring play, Alex, Joe Basillo. I didn't get the assist. I think it was Jason Denemy that got it. And the Greyhounds take a 4-2 lead. And for Joe Basillo, that is his 6th goal of the playoffs. It is so hard to pick up the announcement here because this crowd is just absorbing this, and they're going wild.
Basillo led the 4-2 into the General zone. He started the play, and as we just heard, he finished it off.
6:34 left to go in the third period. Greyhounds ahead 4-2. Colin Miller wins the faceoff. Brad Tiley takes the puck behind his own net and decides to bring it up ice. Here's Tiley with a pass to Jarrett Reid. That didn't work as it went too far. Reid chases after it. Fountain poked it away, and it's Cornish picking it up. He sends it to the corner. Nobody there except Jarrett Reid. He maintains possession, getting away from Pearson. Reid now is knocked down. The puck comes to the back of the net. Cornish trying to dig it out. Jarrett Reid trying to go after it. They freeze it, and we get a stoppage in play. 6:10 remaining in the third period. Greyhounds ahead 4-2. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Molson Canadian is proud to be a part of junior hockey. That's why this broadcast is sponsored in part by Molson's. Greyhound Hockey, brought to you by Molson Canadian, what beer's all about.
Welcome back to the Memorial Gardens. Gino Cavallo along with Alex Mitchell. 6:10 to go in the third period. The Greyhounds have scored 2 goals in this third period to take the lead, and this place is buzzing.
2 goals, 1 minute, 4 seconds apart, and the Hounds scored their share of goals this winter, but those may have been the most important, 2 important goals in the entire 7-month season.
Jarrett Reid, Rick Kowalski, and Lambert, the forward combination. Hounds gets possession of it off the draw. Lindros knocks Reid down, and he starts up ice. There's a pass. It's stopped by Lambert, and Lambert just shoots it right back into the Oshawa corner, and Jarrett Reid rushes in there. Simpson gets there first. Here's Simpson now as Fountain tries to take a poke at Kowalski. The puck comes to center ice too far for Lindros, and Adam Foote dumps it back in. Kowalski chasing after it against Fountain. Lindros trying to get to it. Has it as he avoided Kowalski. There's a long pass for Hoffman at center ice. He comes across the line. Foote grabs him, rides him into the boards, and Kowalski pokes the puck out to center ice to Tony Yob, who gloves it down. Here's a one-on-one. Yob into Oshawa territory, cutting into the slot. Yob going in with a shot. He hit the goal post. I believe Fountain got a piece of it and deflected it off the post. Close call again for the Sioux. Here's Adam Foote sliding it across to Sean Imber. Back to Foote. He looks up ice, carefully off the boards for Denemy now. Denemy coming to center ice. He flips it high in the air. And Fountain comes out of the net to play it. David Kravitz picks it up. A pass for Lindros at center. He winds up, slaps it. It goes off the skate of Tiley and deflects to Joe Basillo. He tried to get it to Denemy, but Lewick stopped that. Here's O'Hagan at center ice, winding up with a shot that goes off the corner boards. DeKoff trying to stop Lewick. Basillo came up with a puck. He gave it away, but recovered. And it's Basillo having it now at center ice. He's across the line with Intronovo cutting in. Here's Basillo trying to slide it across, but the Generals defenseman Davis recovered and kept the pass from happening. Here's Treadwell coming back up ice for Oshawa. Treadwell across the line. Nifty maneuvering of the puck. He shot it, and Hodgson makes the save. and covers up, and we get a stoppage in play with 4:27 left to go in the third period. It's the Sioux 4, Oshawa 2. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Greyhound Hockey on AM 1050.
Live television coverage of tonight's OHL Championship game on Cable 10 is presented as a public service by McLean.